Tonight, Tyrus shocks the world! What it is, man, this is Planet Tyrus, and this is our big reveal. So excited. So today is the launch of my comic book, aka graphic novel with Big Man Comics and my good friend Gabe. And this is the first official copy of my graphic novel, The Unstoppable Tyrus. I am so excited. Look, I'm pulling it out. Look, respecting. Man, this is pretty cool. And the awesome thing, again, bringing back the artwork. Like I did this with my children's book, and I went out and found a great artist, and Gabe with Big Man Comics, and it is, you can see the cover, there's Gabe, there's Big Man Comics, and look at this, the story, the artwork. I mean, this is awesome. I cannot wait. This is what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm very excited. And again, I'm trying to get all levels of the game. I got a children's book. This is for the older kids, but it's like Star Wars and Indiana Jones in the sense that it's action, it's aggressive, but at the same time, anybody in the family can read it. It's nothing inappropriate is going to be in trouble. So I am so excited. The Unstoppable Tyrus, you can order it. There'll be a link, and you can get it today.
Order your copy of the thrilling 128-page graphic novel today at bigmancomics.com. Hey guys, it's Gabe Eltaeb. It's Double Impact, but today, special day. Day I've been waiting for, a day I've been working on for almost, when did I tell you I was working with Tyrus on a graphic novel? It had to be over 2 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was working on other books first. I was working on Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. I was working on an Empyrean, Earth Illuminated. So it took a while to get to this one. But I remember I started illustrating this book right before Christmas last year, 128 pages, full color, rip-roaring action. You guys are going to absolutely love it. You can get it right now at bigmancomics.com. I'm going to put the link in the description. Put the link in the chat is where I'm going to put it. If you could let's play the dating game. I always hate how the dating game, they ask these stupid questions to make like stupid leading stuff. You could put the link anywhere. Where would you put it? You know,
I think we know the answer to that.
I would put it in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about. So, but let me put that in here. Bigmancomics.com. But how are you? How is Jericho? And then I'll tell you how my day is going.
Pretty cool. The garage door repairman just left, so that wasn't cool.
Oh, what happened to your garage door?
Well, somebody left something under the garage door when it was closing, knocked it off its tracks, and calamity followed. But that's all fixed. My son had his first regular season flag football game.
Okay.
So that was cool. He had 2 picks. One was a pick 6, rush for a touchdown.
Ooh.
So, yeah, he
now,
had a good
did the
game.
receiver bobble the ball, and then they went to the ground, and then your son rolled over him and stole it, and then all the Buffalo Bill fans would not admit that it was an interception because they're being crybabies when clearly it was an interception?
No, these were all clean catches, man. There was no controversy at the next level flag football game. There was none of that. But, yeah, man, that – and kind of a weird win for the Broncos because – you guys won. You're going to the AFC Championship game, but your starting quarterback won't be there. So that's going to
fractured his ankle on like the second to last play of the game. We'll be fine. Still going to win the Super Bowl. That's an elite defense. They've had 7 or 8 turnovers in 2 games. Beat Josh. Bo Nix played better than Josh Allen. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Jarrett Stidham is rock solid. He's an absolute.
But dude, he's starting. He's starting his first game of the season, and it just happens.
Patriots are a fake team. I've told you that all year. They've played nobody.
Okay, but I'm just saying. Your backup quarterback is his first game.
I've been saying all year. You've been telling me that all year. I'm just saying. And they won 14. That's a historic defense.
I'm not hating on the Broncos. I'm just saying this is a big game, and you got your backup quarterback playing for the first game this season in that game. That has to give you a moment's pause.
I'm not worried about it. The third leading rusher in the league, J.K. Dobbins, hurt his right foot. Week 10, hasn't played since. Guess who started practicing last week and will be back for this game? The third leading rusher in the league who's averaging almost 6 yards a carry. There you go. Play action to the tight end, Evan Engram. It's going to be awesome. They're going to, and the Patriots are not that good, dude. The Patriots, 16 of 23 for fake May against Houston. 16 completions.
Well, that was really good defense he was playing as well.
I'm sorry, Broncos defense is better than Houston's. Everyone glazes Houston.
They might be, but Houston's defense is good. They're really good.
They are the second best defense. Denver's is the first best.
Well, second best defense in the NFL is still pretty damn good.
And they held Drake May. The Houston Texans would have easily beat the Patriots if C.J. Stroud did not poop in his own helmet.
Dude, not only did he poop in his own helmet, he put it back on his head when he was done. Like, come on, CJ.
Like a Dairy Queen, dude. He just filled it up with that little Dairy Queen swirl and then threw it off.
He's had like, what, 8 or 9 picks in the last 2 games?
It's nerves. That's all psychological. He is not the guy. He is who the critics say Bo Nix is. That's who he is.
That is bad.
I mean, Troy Aikman nailed it. He said after the game, CJ Stroud, I want to call him CJ Shroud for some reason. CJ Stroud has been riding off what he did his rookie year, and he hasn't lived up to it the last 2 years. No.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
No,
but hey, great games on this weekend. Are they both on Sunday or one Saturday, one Sunday?
Yeah, Broncos are at noon, and then the other game's gonna 4 or 5 or something like that. It's gonna be Broncos. I think they'll win by like 10. I think they'll beat the Patriots pretty good, and then they're gonna squeak by the Seahawks by 3. That's what I think.
Oh, you don't got no faith in the Lambs?
Defense, huh?
No faith in the Lambs, huh?
Nah, I think the Seahawks will get them. You never know. It doesn't matter. Jared Stidham, the backup quarterback of the Broncos, he's never going to have to buy a beer in Denver again. The only thing I feel bad about emotionally is I just feel sorry for Bo Nix. Everyone doubts him, trash talks him. He's no good. He's a bum. They get lucky. As if you can get lucky 14 wins in the NFL. No one's that lucky, dude.
Anyone
he should buy all the lotto tickets if he was that lucky. And he's clutch. You can't coach clutch. He has the clutch gene. He authored those comebacks 8 or 9 times. Or no, it was 11 or 12 fourth quarter comebacks this year, right? He did that as QB, throwing dimes. Like, he's the
anyone who says Bo Nix is a bum, they're crazy. Bo Nix is a really good quarterback, but there's no doubt that the NFC West is the best division in the NFL. Because
what happened to the 49ers?
The same thing that happened all year: injuries. McCaffrey was banged up. Tonjes was banged up. No Kittle. Trent Williams is old as shit. I mean, it's injuries. Don't even get me started on the defense.
I think Trent Williams is still rock solid. He has a lot of living on reputation, but he's still a starter. Trent Williams, he's still great. But I think Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert are the same guy. Technically masterful, zero fire. Like,
what are you talking about?
You spit on Justin Herbert and Brock Purdy, like, okay, now I'm going to beat you up. They're like that calm guy that can do all the moves, but you don't see any crazy eyes or anything.
I don't care what his eyes look like, as long as he's throwing those dimes all over the field, man. I want him to be Joe Cool.
I want to see crazy eyes.
Like Joe Montana, where he looked over and said, "Oh, this is John Candy." Anyway, here, let's run this play and get the hell out of here with a Super Bowl win.
I guess.
I don't need no rah quarterback, dude. Brock Purdy is a great NFL quarterback. Oh man, come on. Purdy's the man. Just give that full. Look what happens when he has a healthy offense all season. We end up in the Super Bowl. So get everybody back healthy. And it was a good season, because to get past the wild card round and beat Philly in Philly, that was a good season. Everything after that was gravy. So that's all right. We get to see the sea bitches twice every year, so we'll take care of them next season.
All right. I don't know. I still have complete faith in my Broncos. I'm not worried at all. I feel really sad for. Oh, let me address this comment I threw up on the screen. It would be rude not to address it. Hey Gabe, absolutely loved your Earth Illuminated. Well, thank you so much. Put so much work into that, as we do with all of our work. It definitely filled the sci-fi void in my heart after Star Wars died. Yes, it was very sad. But Kathleen Kennedy, the big boss over there at Disney Star Wars, she's stepping down now. She's going to retire or whatever. So, maybe there's hope, because under her leadership, whoo boy, Star Wars was bad.
I would say Star Wars was killed. It didn't die. I would say it was murdered.
Star Wars was murdered.
He was murdered. But if with her getting out of there, maybe it'll bring somebody back who has a passion for what it was, and because imagine, Star Wars, Disney, and other projects that Disney has control over declined a lot. But to see somebody in charge. But to see somebody in charge who wants to restore it to its former glory, I would enjoy to see the comeback of Disney.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice. I am a scientific man. I do believe in you don't know, let's test it, right? That's the scientific method. Observation, hypothesis, test, analysis, right? Conclusion. We tested the theory if diversity and inclusion were good for entertainment. We tested that the last.
It's our strength. It's our strength.
Hold on. I'm getting the results. It's terrible.
But it's our strength. My wife and I, what did we start watching last night? And we're probably not going to watch it anymore. His and Hers. It's this murder mystery on Netflix, right?
All right.
So we're watching it. In the first episode, you're hearing, blah, 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 black person, white people, black people, white people. I'm like, I'm hearing that a lot. What the fuck? Kind of peppering that in there a lot. Here we go. And then there's a scene where they go to this private high school. And the lady's like waiting in the waiting room, to be called in to see the head mistress or whoever. And she's looking at these pamphlets on the table, and she picks one up, and it says diversity, inclusion, and equity, something like that. Like, you recognize the shapes of letters, so you can glance at something and know what it says. And I looked at it, and then I paused it, and I'm like, oh. And what's shitty about it is, it's like going to a family function, and we all have that one family member that when we see them pull up, everybody in the house collectively goes, fuck.
Like,
so when that shit shows up in a movie or a TV show or something, but it was unnecessary. It added nothing to the plot. It didn't advance the character or storyline in any way. It was just something they put in there. It's like having a great, it's like spaghetti sauce, and then somebody like, oh, hold on, and they dump a handful of raisins in it. Why'd you do that? It was fun. It didn't need that. What are you doing? Why?
You and I kind of cage walked around a gentleman's bet about whose football team would go further in the playoffs. And the loser is supposed to be punished with the food of the other person's choosing that they know they hate. I will be baking up a batch of oatmeal, cranberry, coconut cookies, and putting ice blocks in it and mailing it to you. And you will eat them on air.
Go ahead.
You will. You will eat them on air. It's a good thing I didn't lose, because you would have sent me like shrimp or some bullshit like that.
Fuck yeah, little seafood platter. I would have DoorDash some Long John Silver's to your fucking house.
My God. How is Long John Silver's in business? Who eats?
Because they're a front for a cocaine business. When's the last time you went to a
gave me an idea
Long
for like
John?
an amazing 80s movie.
Dude, when's the last time you talked to somebody and said, hey, you want to go get something to eat? Nah, man.
My wife told me
Long Johns.
About 45 years ago, when she was a little girl, her dad took her there a few times because he liked it. So that must be who's been eating there.
At one point, yeah, Long John Silver's, the commercials on TV and shit. But where is one, number one? And how come I never see anybody in there?
Hold on. I get to use the dumb sound effects. Hold on, here it comes. Think about what you think about. Says, my daughter will be born on the 28th. Think about what you think about. That is such amazing news. It really is. It's God's blessing. There's nothing like children. And she will be born in time to watch the Denver Broncos win their 4th Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th in Palo Alto, California. Just down the road from Jericho Green. You will be able to smell the victory.
Actually, it's in Santa Clara, not Palo Alto.
In Santa Clara, not Palo Alto. I stand corrected.
Mm-hmm.
So, none of my coconut stuffing off the top rope.
That is the most disgusting fucking sentence I've ever heard in my life.
With coconut shavings in it.
Yeah, okay. Let me shave this. I'll send you some coconut shavings.
Yeah, some
man. There'll be some nut shavings. I don't know about no coconut, but there'll be some nut shavings.
Oh boy,
that is a wretched sentence. That's a wretched collection of letters right there. Coconut stuffing. That's fucking ew. On their own, coconut or stuffing, they're both disgusting. But together, that's like
So you don't like
Justice
any
League
form of
disgusting.
coconut? What about coconut cream pie? Come on, that's good.
It's the flavor. I like the flavor, but it's the texture. Actual pieces of coconut is disgusting. Fuck no. Ew. Why would you ruin a perfectly good pie or like a German chocolate cake by putting coconut in it?
I love that little chewiness of coconut. That's why I love the flavor, but that weird texture that you get grossed out by, that's one of the main things I like.
It's like, man, how can I fuck this up? Like, what's the one thing I can put in here that would just totally fucking ruin it?
I think it's
Coconut. That's what that'll ruin everything. Even if you threw coconut on some titties, I'd be like, ew, get those out of here.
Well, I don't know about that.
I do. Gross.
To me, that's I'd like to see. I'd like to see you like that. Yeah, I don't believe you. I think you'd be in there.
Believe it.
I think you'd be, as the kids say, all up in there.
Did they? I don't know what the fuck the kids are saying now. I hear my daughter talk to her friends. I'm like, ugh, guys sound so annoying. Or they're so stupid. But I guess our parents looked at the way we talk to each other, our slang, like, that sounds so dumb.
I see, as the mayor of Earth, I see more and more people in their pajama pants everywhere, Jericho. It's getting worse.
Oh, it's an epidemic. It's dirty. It makes you look dirty. Like greasy dirty. You know, like somebody who doesn't wash their hair often, just that grease, just that grime, like you can feel it between your fingers. Ew, that's how you are if you wear pajama pants in public.
I don't know. I've seen some people doing this pajama pants, and I want to call the cops. I do. I really do. It's really, I don't understand. It's disappointing.
I'm down for that. If they were to be detained and put in custody for that, you wouldn't hear me fighting them.
Here we go, Jericho. Think about what you think about. Has a question for you. Would you eat coconut to save your family?
Yeah.
What if you were trapped on a desert island that was flush with coconut trees and a barge crashed near the island? So there was a giant 53-foot container. You know, the containers on the back of a semi-truck.
Mm-hmm.
One of those crashed, and it was Mrs. Cubbins' cornbread stuffing inside.
Ooh.
So you had endless stuffing. It was a Thanksgiving delivery truck. So you had endless stuffing and a bunch of chicken broth, which is really good because I had a lot of salt and electrolytes, keep you hydrated like the coconut water. So you could just eat endless stuffing and coconuts on this island until someone rescued you.
They would find me emaciated and dead next to a pile of stuffing and coconut. Why didn't he eat it?
I can't believe you don't like stuffing. It's absolutely.
He could have survived until we picked him up. No.
Let me grab my drink.
That's disgusting. Let me take this moment while I have you guys by myself to tell you how fucking gross you are if you eat stuffing and or coconut. That is gross. Why would you put something like that in your mouth? Stuffing tastes like shit. I don't know if it's a sage or whatever that's in it. It's gross. It's for people with poor mouths that enjoy it. And same to you people who eat coconut.
What do you mean by you people?
You coconut eaters.
Coconut eater sounds like a racist term, but it's not.
Like, man, look out there. Bunch of fucking coconut eaters.
So I'm there and this motherfucking coconut eater comes in.
Property value, goddamn coconut eater moving here. Get away from my daughter, you coconut eater.
No, he's cousin. No, Mary Sue, she married a coconut eater.
I know a coconut
eater.
But
that don't beat all.
Hey, you coconut lover? Ain't nothing but a filthy coconut lover. Ew, you people are nasty. Like if I found out I had coconut eaters next door to me in my neighborhood, I'd move. People are the dregs of society.
No, I want to show you something. Now you have the Unstoppable Tyrus comic book.
I do.
I mailed you a copy. You are one of the few
in my possession.
The few, the proud, the Marines. You are one of the few, the proud.
The proud, the Navy. Go ahead.
Well, that was the slogan was "Few the proud."
I would never claim to be a jargon.
I mean, the Navy or the Marines really are the foot soldiers of the Navy. Technically, that's how they started out.
Yeah, they're a department of the Navy. Don't forget that. leather necks. You're a department
right.
of the Navy. You
Just
work
like the
under
Space
us.
Force is part of the Air Force, right? So
The Air Force, yeah.
I heard it called the Chair Force.
Yeah, and the Navy has more planes than the Chair Force. So who's the real Air Force?
I'm Navy all the way. Now, I'm not in the military. My grandfather was in the Army. That's the only military I really have in my family recently. World War II Army. But being a San Diegan, it's Navy all day. I saw F-15s flying quite literally over my house 2 days ago because that Miramar Air Station, sometimes they get out far from the air station. So I don't dox my location, but I'm near that La Jolla, Mira Mesa, all that area there. Oh, look who we have. Special guest. He's here to talk about life and being an artist and to celebrate the release of the Unstoppable Tyrus. Our friend, Disney animator, Warner Brothers animator, Blue Sky animator. He probably animated a lot of other things. Here he is, Bill Frake. You know him.
Glad to see you guys.
Thank you. Little Mermaid, The Iron Giant. Oscar nominated, I believe, for his work on Ice Age with that little muskrat going after the acorn. How you doing, Bill?
Good, good. I didn't work on Mermaid, but everything else was okay.
I like telling people you worked on the Mermaid. Let me do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so how you guys? It's great. I'm sitting here in a snowstorm, and I just picked my phone up, and it's like, hey, you want to jump in? So I'm jumping in.
I thought it's a happy day celebrating the release of the book. Tyrus is promoting this thing like crazy out there,
Excellent.
and just let friends come in, say hello. They could be here 5 minutes or an hour, whatever they want to do. So,
oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, where you guys? Where you at with the with Tyrus and the book? And fill me in on some of that stuff. That's really, really good. You probably already said it, but
well, I was just going to show people the different covers real quick. I could do that.
Good. Great.
We hadn't really talked about. We were kind of goofing off. We were talking NFL football.
Oh, okay.
That's a sore subject for you, Bill, out there in Western New York.
Yeah, they fired the head coach.
Yeah, my Denver Broncos did defeat the Buffalo Bills. And Bill, that was an interception. I don't want to hear it from anyone. That was a pick. That was a pick.
I mean, that depends on who you ask.
Well, if you ask the rule book, it was a pick. So, anyway, here we go, guys. So go to bigmancomics.com. The link is in the description. You're gonna want this thing. This is awesome. And what I like about you guys is you love awesome stuff. That's what I love about the people that watch this channel. This is everything you love. This is a fresh new take on the stuff you used to love. Action, adventure. I like to say other stories give you a lecture. Our stories give you an adventure. You're going to love this. The Unstoppable Tyrus, ancient mysteries, mutant monsters, beautiful women. Beautiful bad girl, beautiful good girl there. It's going to shoot her with an arrow. Hopefully she doesn't get shot with an arrow. That'd be a shame.
Wow.
Check this one out. This one took insanity. The pencils on this 3 days. The ink, the ink 3 days to ink the monsters and the guys. I hired someone to ink the buildings and all that behind it because I inked the characters for 3 days. I'm like, I'm not going to finish this in time. This was a last minute cover. I did this like in the last. I actually finished this cover last night. I colored it. It took over a day to color. This is one of the most ambitious pieces I've worked on, but it's a lot of fun.
That would be really good for a banner at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, I think it might end up being my banner at my booth. I got accepted again for my booth there. Jericho, you're going to be out there. Bill, if you're in Southern California, please come by in July. Yep. It'll be awesome.
Yep.
But this is cover F. This is the limited edition wraparound cover. So there's artwork on the back and the front. This is the front and the back of the book. You see like the UPC code in the bottom left. And I put minimal writing on this cover so you can really just enjoy the art. The other covers are like this, and then the back is solid black with my logo on the back and a UPC code. So that's a different one. $35 for the book, $128. They're $55 if you want them autographed by Tyrus and myself. And then we have a pack where you can get all 5 books. And then I have a raw art book. It's 20 pages of just pencil sketches, raw inks, and some insight from me on art, and then a bunch of concept art of the characters. Let me show you this real quick. And feel free to jump in if you have any questions. I'll show you. So that's right there. So I wanted you guys to, the audience, the fans, to really understand what goes into making this stuff. So this paper right here in my hand, that's that cover you were seeing. This is that blue cover with the cave and the light coming out of it there. Those are the two of the recent covers I did for the book. I don't have the paper for this cover because it doesn't exist. I only drew this one on the iPad, which I don't like that. It's faster, it's and all that to do on the iPad, but I like to do stuff by pencil. So, when I can, I do it the traditional way. So, because then you have a real artifact to hold on to. Jericho, have you started reading this yet?
We're actually going to start tonight.
You and your son.
Yeah, we had stuff going on pretty much the day before I received it and every day after. So tonight is our first night where, I'll be done here, pretty early before the kids go to bed. So yeah, we're going to start tonight. I'm excited. My son is excited. He already has the comic in his book, cool. in his room next to his bed, ready to go. So yeah. And not only is it a great story, and this has got to be our fourth book of yours.
Yeah, I think so. I gave you Truth, Justice, American Way, Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, Empyrean, Earth Illuminated, and now The Unstoppable Tyrus. Guess what I got this morning from Philippe? The final pages of Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, Volume 2. That book, the drawings are complete. That's done. It's written and all that. Now I just got to do the word balloons and the colors. I hire some guys to color it now. It takes me too long if I'm trying to write a bunch of things and draw a bunch of things, so I don't want to color anymore if I can avoid it. And the one policy I have, since it's my company and I get to choose, I do get to color all the covers. I am involved in every cover. I either write it, or I either draw it, or I either color it, or both. So like I drew this cover and colored it. I drew this one and colored it. This one I just colored. This is an old colleague of yours, Bill, Philippe Briones. He was at the Disney Animation Studio, France, when they were doing Brother Bear, Tarzan, Treasure Planet. He does a lot of work for me at Big Man Comics, and he is just amazing.
I tell you, I was over in Paris years ago, and they really love comic. Comic is an art form over there.
Oh yeah, a serious, respected art form in Europe. It's totally different than here in America.
Yeah.
But this is another one by Philippe, the great Disney animator. Look at, I love this. I love this one. And then we got a former colleague of mine at DC Comics. We worked on Wonder Woman together and stuff, and I always colored his stuff so beautifully. And I knew he did Wonder Woman well, and I colored it. And I wanted a cover with the ladies. One of the main villains is Gorgon, that evil woman there with the arrow. She's an ancient Atlantean trying to take over the world nowadays. And this is Tyrus's lady friend, Cindy. And so I wanted an all-girl cover for, the men who appreciate a beautiful lady. One thing in my comics, I always want the women to be beautiful. I think so much of the woke stuff, the women are fat and ugly and mean and all that. They lack femininity completely. But I don't want it to be like pornographic or like tasteless. So we ride that line of feminine beauty, but we keep it classy. So I got Jackson Herbert to do this, and I colored it up. I think it came out amazing. And then former Incredible Hulk artist Joe Bennett, who's built for drawing a character like Tyrus, I got him to pencil this cover. I did the inks, and then his friend inked the buildings for me because it was just going to take another day. And then I colored this up. So those are your different covers there. You can get them all. You can get a few. You can get them all signed. Please get them. You're going to love it. It's the same story in all of them. We just offer variant covers. That's just a fun tradition in comics. And then again, of course, we have the art book. Yeah, we have that art book with sketches, concept art, blah, blah, blah. And then 3 different T-shirts, a su gusto, as you like. And they go from size small to size XXX, guys. I didn't know how many people wanted XXX till I started selling shirts on the internet. And I kept getting emails and texts and tweets and like, hey, do you have 3X, 3X, 3X? I'm like, at the time, I was like a 2X, and I thought I was huge. I'm somewhere between a 1X and a 2X now. A 2X is a little too big for me since I've lost a lot of weight. So, yeah, Bill, Jericho, after the show or whatever, text me your shirt sizes, and I'll have to get you shirts and all that good stuff. So,
wow.
Yeah,
the Wagyu Overlord. This stuff is all gas. Thank you. You've been watching my channel for years. Thank you so much, dude.
Wow.
Is Empyrean still available? Yes. Empyrean, go to bigmancomics.com. On the front page, there's like big links to Tyrus, but there is also a link right to Empyrean and Dean Cain. We still have some. We still have some of those left. It's very limited copies, but you can get them. The Dean Cain stuff is most of it's sold out. But here's the website, bigmancomics.com. This big image here is going to take you right to the Tyrus campaign. This will take you to Tyrus. This will take you to Dean Cain. This will take you to Empyrean. But yeah, you just click right there. You jump in here. You see these. The perks are right there on the right. Whatever you want, you click it. Let's just click this one. I'll show you guys real quick. You click it, you want a bigger view, you click the magnifying glass, and you get to choose. Do you want it signed? It'll be signed by Tyrus and myself, or do you want it unsigned? It is more money to have it signed. That isn't free, just so you know. But yeah, you come here, and you know my wife did this website. I mean, I have a web designer that built the site, but my wife did all this imagery and text. Like, I'm so proud of her. She's like editor. She's a web person. All my Twitter, my YouTube. Like, oh my God, guys, find you a good wife. Find a good wife. Don't find one of those bad wives.
No, it's great. Hey, and I love that. I love the pencil, the one with the original sketches. That shows that somebody can really begin and achieve what you're doing. I mean, the starting point. That's what's really cool about that.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill. I mean, whenever you compliment me, the legend that you are, animator of The Little Mermaid, wink, wink. It humbles me. Jericho, as a non-illustrating person, what do you think of all this? Like just the art of drawing and all that. What do you think?
I think I don't know a lot about it. That's for sure. But I think that I think with any art form, it's more than just the technical art itself. Like what you guys do is not just drawing. It's more than just drawing images and coloring them. This is to evoke feelings in people. This is to, put out good entertainment. There's a lot of care that goes into this as far as the audience, their experience, what this does to turn the tide of, the garbage that's just being fire hosed on everybody, the woke crap, like you were mentioning, right. the fat, ugly, frumpy bitch character. Like nobody wants that. You get that in real life, This is an escape. To entertain is more than just presenting what your art is. You're giving people a disconnect. You're reconnecting them to maybe some nostalgic feeling, something they grew up enjoying, something maybe they've been missing. Something there's so much, some things that we can't even comprehend. We don't have their life experience. This is doing serious shit. So definitely learning that it is more than just pictures and colors. It could turn the tide of our country, of our world, because politics is downstream from pop culture. Yeah. And this is pop culture. The arts, that is pop culture.
Can someone explain to me why conservatives in general do not understand that? They do not support the arts like the left. They always tell their kids, it's this fruity Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. We don't do that. Devil music. We don't. It's like, yes, so get involved and turn the tide. Don't opt out. You have a battleground, the culture war of making truth and beauty and uplifting art, and then you just cede the battlefield. You're like, well, we're out of here. It's a valuable battlefield, a valuable target, a valuable location, right? You think of armies fighting over water, fighting over forests, or just fighting over resources, and you're like, we're just going to leave. Why do conservatives do that? My good friend Matthew Marsden is always harping about conservatives do not back each other up. They do not give money to make movies. And I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all. I was raised super Christian, super conservative, and we love the arts in my family. My mom can draw. My aunt can draw. My aunt's a piano player. My cousin Nina, rest in peace, one of the greatest singers and musicians I've ever met in my life. She did, she coached some choir, whatever, that like won on America's Got Talent. Like there's so much artistry in my family. And even though my dad was an immigrant, you would think he would be like, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer. My dad encouraged me to be an artist. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get why most conservative people, my family notwithstanding, are just like, they hate the arts and they don't want anything to do with it. But then they subscribe to Disney Plus. Bill, you're older than us. You watched the cultural change happen. You're born in 54? You watched the 60s and 70s. Why did conservatives get away from art in your estimation? What did you see happen?
Man, that's such a tough thing, because Hollywood seemed to be like you could go to see a movie or escape the world that was happening, right? So what I noticed on some of the stuff, that the books and stuff that you're doing, is you can visit other worlds and actually see a success story within those worlds. And I think what happened in Hollywood, they started to forget how wonderful the fantasy to go into another world and solve their problems and be strong and be dynamic. It was more like go to a world and obey people. This is more like go to a world and see what you can do to make it a better place.
Well, what do you think it was though for the conservatives, the religious people, all that, the traditional people that just like, we're not doing art, we hate art, we're just not going to participate at all? Why would that be a smart choice?
I don't think it was a smart choice. I wonder if it was just a lot of the top conservatives and stuff. I don't know, man. It's a tough call, because I always loved the best, the most dynamic Christian, wonderful stories in the Bible and different, and it was something to where Hollywood was always kind of strange. It was always a very, very tough area that they pay people a lot of money and then tell you this is what people want to see. So you were being told what to do, whereas in the conservative, you did what you felt was right.
Right. Yeah, that's self.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
responsible for the self.
Yeah,
right.
I think like conservatives, conservative Christianity that has to go hand in hand, because one begat the other.
Right. Like if you're not being Christian, what are you conserving?
Yeah. So that has to go hand in hand. And I think a lot of conservatives not buy into like it's, not something they should buy into, but they more subscribe to the forgiveness, leave them alone, let them, whatever, because when you deal with people on the left, and not to say people who are not conservative, but when I say the left, I mean the nuts, the people that you can't talk to, the people that you voted for Trump, you're not my dad anymore. I saw a video today, some girl's like, this is for my dad. You support Trump, so you can't see your grandkids anymore. I'm talking about those crazy assholes. But when you run into that, it's easier to cut them off. It's easier to not deal with it. It's easier to build a wall over the arts. That's theirs. They took it over. It's too far gone. Let them have it. Not realizing the power that has. Like I mentioned before, it determines how our politics go, what our policy is, what our government's doing ultimately. So I think that they just go the more, we're going to take the high road route, and not saying that we should take the low road, but we should definitely be more aggressive, definitely punish those, like that group of people who barged into that church.
They need to go to prison.
That's what I'm saying. Like something needs to be done, because had someone had a conservative journalist or a former Fox News employee were to do that in a mosque, the left would be on us or be on that person before the Muslims who were there would. They would be prosecuting. You violated this. These poor people, these poor Muslims, their house of worship, and what was that?
You can't do that to people. That's
whatever act.
And if our government doesn't crack down on the people that did that horrible stuff, it's going to happen again, because it's like, I heard Alfred Williams, Denver Bronco, 2-time Super Bowl champion. He said a thing once about a football team playing bad, but it stuck with me because you could apply it to everything in life. He said, you're either coaching it or allowing it. And he was talking about the coach and the team being bad. So, well, either that's your stupid plan and the players are losing because your plans are dumb, or they're doing dumb things and you're just watching it and you're allowing it. So I think
which is worse.
Yeah, I would tell your Pam Bondi and all these people they keep tweeting, they keep going on the news, and nobody's getting arrested.
Well,
being punished. So you're either coaching it, you're either saying go in the church, or you're watching them do it and like, that's cool.
Well, in a court of law, silence is acceptance.
Yeah, sure.
That's what it is. It's like if you go along with it, you agree with it.
Right. Yeah. No, if you have the power to do something and you don't, that's evil. That's not my opinion. That's in the Bible. Do I have the power to stop an earthquake in China? I don't. There's nothing I can do about it. But if I see something happening here on the street by my house or someone I know and I can do something, I'm like, nah, too busy. That's evil. That's wrong. You're not supposed to do that. There are many things that we can do nothing about. But the things you can, You got to do something about it. It's crazy. Look at this. The Ragu Overlord, proudly not subscribed to Disney Plus. 10 years ago, I was overweight, out of shape. He had health problems. Now he can do handstand push-ups. Driven away from my kamikaze, made me physically stronger. Well, good for you, dude. Jericho has lost 70-something pounds. I've lost just about 60 more or less pounds in like the last year and a half. So yeah, you gotta get your body under control. If you can't control your body, how are you ever going to control your mind? You know, they go together, obviously. So good for you. Congratulations. Very proud. It's so easy to be fat. All the artificial ingredients and the food is cheap and it's delicious, right? That little piece of crap you get from a 7-Eleven is like, it's so good for a second. And then you're like, oh, after you eat, like, why did I eat that? And so good for you, dude. That's a lot of discipline.
Yeah,
so
that's great. But it's okay. It's more than okay. It's cool to shit on Christians. It's accepted. Right. It has been for a long time. This is nothing new. But there are other groups that they wouldn't even try that on. And maybe I would even say it's human nature. I think it's Western human nature to turn around and spit into the face of the culture and traditions that brought you here. Our country is based in Christian beliefs. That's the foundation, whether you like it or not. That's why we have, the rules that we have. It was based in Christianity. So the society that it's created, the greatest country in the world that it's created, it's always, okay to be the petulant teenager who's now mad at mom and dad who give you the door to slam and, the big hallway to walk down and be mad and shit like that, to turn around and then harass people like that, to go in just why would you even walk through that door to do that? Those people are in a church. Is that not sacred? Whether you're a Christian or not, religious or not, they are. Why not respect their space and wait outside? And it could be, I'm pretty sure that the reason they went there because the pastor has the same name of some guy that's connected to ICE. It may turn out that this isn't even the right guy. You weren't even supposed to be there. But these people, Don Lemon, they're professional agitators. They want to fracture this country. They want to keep pushing. They want the Renee Good incidences and situations to continue. They want 100 of them. They want the public opinion to turn in such a way that the whole Trump administration and the track that we're trying to be on is all burned down. That's what they want. And they must benefit from that destruction and that burning down in some way to be encouraging it and helping it. I don't know. I'm not sure what that'll be. And these people there's a video of an ICE agent and he pulls over and he says, "We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are blocking the street and honking your horns and warning them of our presence. We're grabbing a child. That's the worst human being on earth. And we're trying to take him out of your neighborhood and you're stopping us? You're hindering us?"
When you go to a church, it has to do with family. You bring your family, you bring your relatives, it's a time for everybody to get together and unify as a family. And if you go in and start busting that up, you're anti-family. It's something where it's really the core of a family is the church.
Yeah.
And the core of society is the family. That's their ultimate power. That's Superman. He recharges with the sun. That's our sun. Yeah. That's our source of power, is the family. That's the strongest thing we have, is the family, and they cannot have that. The family is in direct contrast to their existence. That's they hiss at that like a vampire at a cross. For real.
They see like a strong, competent father and a beautiful mother and beautiful children. They're all
that's just jealousy. What? I wish we should, if you're out in public and you see some blue-haired freak, just give them a hug. I bet you they will melt in your arms and weep in your chest and probably call you dad. What'd you say? Nothing. Because they need that. That's what they're missing.
Bill, just so you know, your camera is off. I don't know. Bill's.
I don't know.
He's blackout Bill. It's gone blackout on him.
No, it's not. I don't know why it went off.
That's all right. We'll just
You
pretend
sound
you're
good.
in the dark.
You sound great, Bill. You
You
sound
sound
amazing.
fine.
No, it says you're in the show, uploading, record. No, it's up there. Oh man, what's that?
It's all right. You are literally a boomer, so you have an excuse.
Literally.
Yeah, la, 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 la.
So the camera,
Oh.
I'm seeing it on my end. I see my camera. I see my face on my end.
Huh? Well, if you go out and come back in, if you leave like on the red exit button at the bottom and come back,
Yeah.
maybe that'll fix it.
Okay, let me
Sometimes these weird tech problems, they just get fixed when you come and go. But people, I think they snicker, they make fun, like, oh, you're Gabe, you're going to make art that's going to change society. And I think, why do you think the anti-good people, the leftists, why do you think they're so concerned with artwork? Why do you think it's so important for them to control these companies and all that? Why do you think that? Because they know. Hey, Bill, you're back. You're here in stunning Technicolor. Beautiful. So, but Bill, I was telling Jericho, people could snicker and roll their eyes when I say, well, I want to change the world with comic books. They're like, what? And it's art, it's entertainment. Forget that they're comic books, they're stories. And they're inspiring, they're thrilling. And they think that you're crazy if you say that. Like, that's not possible. That's not how that works. They're not that important. And I would just say the people, the blue-haired, crazy people that want to destroy everything, why do they run all the companies? Why do they make sure they get all their wokeness in there? Because they know that this is the most potent form of persuasion. There's scientific research that shows it going back way, I think, to the 50s, that storytelling is the most potent form of persuasion. Yeah. You can get people to believe things, and then people do things based on what they believe.
Well, you start with the kid. You start at the beginning and then educate all the way up. So the idea of, like, you're going to read tonight, you're going to read this comic to your son. I mean, that's super. That is great. That is a superpower right there.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's Bill, here's how good this stuff is. It comes with Jericho's highest endorsement. My sci-fi book that I released in the summer.
Yeah.
He was reading it to his son every night, like 10 pages.
Wow.
His son was about 8 years old at the time. And bedtime in the summer is like 9:30. I hope I'm getting all the details right here. And they're sitting there watching TV, Jericho with, Jericho Jr., his little son. And instead of watching more cartoons until 9:30, at 8:30 or 9, he turns to Jericho and says, Dad, can we go to bed early so we can read the book?
That's great.
Now, what an endorsement is of that, of my stuff here, that I beat cartoons.
Yeah, that beat bedtime.
My son beat cartoons.
My son went to his bed 15 minutes early so we could read 10 more pages of Imperium. Right. Yeah, it's, that connection is powerful. And to add on to what we were saying, that right there is what they're after. That connection, that quality time that we have with our kids, and being a part of that, and pulling our kids away from their bullshit and pulling them toward great entertainment that looks just as good, if not better, than what they're putting out. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of those family bonds getting stronger, because if they can espouse and spew all the vile, disgusting lies and nonsense and all this race baiting shit and all the things that they've done to tear down our country, they can spew all that they want, because it cannot penetrate strong family.
Right.
And having mom and dad
comes into my house when I was growing up, my mom would turn it off. Like, we don't watch that. That's bad. Those people are bad. That's disgusting. And I carry that to my kids. Like, we're not listening to that. We're not watching that. I don't do that. We don't talk like that. And the family is the governor on these children's innocent minds, because the kid's mind is like a blank canvas, right? I mean, not totally, but there's a lot of room for molding. And if you teach people through story, this is true. Your father hates you. He's out to oppress you, Bill. You're never going to have fun because your dad is an old Neanderthal. He's sexist. He's racist. And if the stories are well done, you believe it. Yep. And then you act on what you believe. Like, you wonder why people go around saying so many and doing so many stupid things, because they watch stuff and it brainwashes them into stupidity.
When they get into the world of the comics, and basically emulate the father next to them, or emulate what the characters are doing, so they're very influenced. They get so deep into these worlds that if you, like you said, if you don't watch it, you got to really make sure you're molding them in the right direction.
Yeah. And as I've stated on this show, I've been doing this with Jericho for 4 years. So
now
Jericho,
I lost the audio.
We can hear you. I I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear
Oh
me.
man.
Poor Bill.
Bill's going through it.
But Bill, I don't know if you can hear me, but
There
I've
we
been
go.
saying this for years. I had about 12 VHS cassettes growing up. Star Wars,
Not that.
trilogy,
Darn it.
2 Indiana Jones movies, Blues Brothers, and like I think we had like West Side Story and Eltaeb. We had wholesome movies and some Bible movies. That was it. We didn't have cable TV. I'm not listening to Megadeth or Poison or anything like that. And my mom just
I'm back up.
all that. You're back.
You're good.
We're gonna call you
I don't have any audio.
Invisible because you disappeared.
Oh man.
No, you're good. We see you. We hear you.
We,
I was just
we hear
talking to
you.
somebody. I was just talking to somebody the other day about how listening to rap music with my brother. He was older, so he got his hands on, the explicit rap, NWA, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And my job was to listen at the door, because if we were caught listening to that, that was going to be ass whoopings for everybody.
Up? Yeah, we hear you.
No.
No, we hear you.
You're good, Bill.
Can you hear us?
Got a snowstorm over here.
Oh, you probably can't hear us.
You can't hear us.
That sucks.
I'll text him and tell him we hear him. So maybe Bill can't.
But my parents did such a good job at making sure we understood that, not just that, but that wasn't even like, they didn't even entertain rap music. We weren't supposed to listen to that. So they had no opinions on that, except it wasn't allowed. But on anything, we knew that was just entertainment. Like, that's not real. That's not what would go on here. Like, I would watch. Now, my mom hated Bart Simpson, but I would watch it. But in no way was I ever like, oh, Bart Simpson told his dad to eat his shorts, so I'm going to go tell my dad to eat my shorts. Hell no. Like, that was only good for entertainment. There was no way in hell that I was going to bring any of that into my life or try anything like that. So with that strong, foundation at home, it's not going to block everything, but boy, it's going to block most of it. And you're just not. And when your beliefs, the way you raise your kids, that's non-negotiable. I tell people.
I think we got Bill back. I think we got Bill.
Yeah,
Bill.
Hey, I've got a 20-inch snowstorm over here. It keeps cutting out the Wi-Fi. I think something's going on.
Man, I don't think there's been 20 inches of snow my whole life where I live in California.
Oh man.
No, I think 3 times growing up it snowed, but it was like raining at the same time.
When you guys get thirsty, we got all the water you want.
All right.
Oh, no.
Now, Bill,
you
used to work. You used to work at what? Skywalker Ranch up near Jericho's neck. Jericho is in north of Sacramento, right?
I'm near Sacramento, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I used to go up to Lucas Ranch when I worked on Roger Rabbit. So, it was in August, so it was nice. September.
Oh yeah,
so,
very nice.
But,
it's
and a lot of it rained up there a lot, and we went out many times. But I was amazed at the ranch and how beautiful it was, and how they had like a 40,000 square foot Victorian house that was built by hand with movie theaters and stuff. Just the sound stages and stuff. I mean, just absolutely amazing. The recording studios. So,
how did it compare to like Hearst Castle? Was it crazy like that?
Oh, Hearst Castle.
Yeah,
wow.
Well, Hearst Castle was all the stuff they bought. Randolph Hearst bought that from Europe, and they did Spartacus in the pool at Hearst Castle.
That's crazy.
With Kirk Douglas and beautiful stuff. But again, up in San Rafael area, beautiful up by the Lucas Ranch. It was the redwoods. I mean, it was just gorgeous up there. But again, it has to do with the people. I mean, the environments are always beautiful. So,
do you think? Because last time we were all together, we talked about, and you just mentioned, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, just part of that canon of just iconic hits that Disney had, the Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, just the run that they went on, and others, but just that late 80s, early 90s run that Disney was on. Do you think, first question, two part of one question, do you think Disney and maybe others like it, but other companies like it. But do you think Disney is capable of putting together another run like that? We were just talking about how the lady in charge over there is leaving. So maybe or Star Wars.
I work with Kathleen Kennedy on Roger Rabbit.
Okay, now do you think they're capable of another run like that? And if they went on another run like that, could it save Disney and like kind of return it to what we're all nostalgic about with Disney?
Well, the films are about not the people at the top, but it's the story people and the crew below. It's like the world. It's the crew that people. You're not getting talent. People aren't willing to work on some of the projects. They're now aging out. A lot of people who wrote a lot of those stories are good writers. Now, Gabe is a great writer, but you don't get many of those around. And a lot of people, like at Disney, they all split and went over to Netflix. They gave them more money. It was something the writers all left into deals at Netflix. And a lot of times too, the studios will give you how much will it take to take you off the market? Right. And they'll pay you, what is your sweet spot? And give you the amount of money that you're not going to work in another studio. And then when you're done, you retire, you never come back. They could buy you and shut you down. And it's some of these people like never work again after they've done a couple of projects. They get a dream job, and it's almost like to put out the grays into a beautiful field that the farmer owns.
That sounds like hell on earth. I love working. I want the money because you need the money to run the business. But I would never agree to buy me out so I go out to pasture. This is who I am. Yeah. This is what I do all day. I write, I draw, I color, and I love it. I love it. The other stuff I do, all the marketing and the YouTube, this stuff, I enjoy the audience. I enjoy my friends. This is not, I do that because, you need to in a modern world of advertising and all that. But are you kidding me that you would leave like your calling as an artist for some money? That's terrible.
But if, let's say Disney came along and said, Gabe, we're going to give you $150 million.
Don't care. I don't need it. What am I going to do with that? You know me, Jericho.
Whatever you want.
But I don't.
I'm not saying you should take it.
Not whatever you want. The most important thing to me professionally is art. And they would be taking that away if they say, we don't want you out there working for anyone and put you out to pasture. So we take away. And like Jericho, you live once, you get old fast, and you die. And I'm not going to make art anymore. You can't buy that from me. You couldn't offer me $1 billion to stop being an artist. I have enough. I have food, I have shelter, I have a family, I have cars. I've got enough. You're not taking art from me. It's who I've been my whole life. I'm serious.
But you can still produce art, but you would have a really cool house to produce it in. But basically, they would just be saying you can't put out your art.
No thanks, because art is communication. Who am I communicating to? Like, it's self-expression, communicate. Who am I communicating to? If I just, I mean, I like making art just, for me, I get it, but I like talking to people with it, I do. I don't know. I don't like that at all.
Well, a lot of the major studios, they're buying up like Paramount, and they're going to cut this deal on Warner Brothers. That's so they can you can't even draw those characters anymore. They're going to be locked out, right? Unless you work at that studio and do what they say. They will give you a script and tell you what they want. You're going to just draw. You just become a worker, not a creator.
Huh? That's not fun. Yeah. It is.
No, I know.
Yeah. So, because what I would want in my contract, say I was the most sought after guy in Hollywood, what I would want more than money, I would take way less money if I got creative freedom. If I said, okay, you want me, you don't want me working for the competition, fine. Here's the deal. You pay me half the salary. It's still a lot of money, but I don't want any editors or anyone bothering me. I don't want studio notes. I know what I'm doing. I know how to write. I know how to draw. Here's your job. Sign the checks. That's your job. You sign the checks. I'll make you the best thing in the world. You'll sell a ton. You'll stay rich. Leave me alone creatively. I'll be back.
The further you go to the top, The further you go to the top, the more you could kind of maybe pull that. But when they don't let that gate, you don't get through that gate you got to really agree to a lot to get. Yeah.
Yeah, that's only your Tom Brady, Michael Jordan kind of guys.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm saying if I had the leverage, that's what I would have wanted is sign the check, leave me alone. It'll be done when it's done. You know, it'll be good. Don't worry. It'll be amazing. You know, so, and no, I'm not going to tell you what it's about. You'll know when you read it.
Now,
go ahead.
How about this, Gabe? How about if they approached you with that $150 million earlier in your career?
No, because I'm telling you. To what? What do I have to give up?
Let's say you're a single. Let's say you're a single and don't have anything yet.
Okay. And then you can't be an artist anymore, basically.
And they give you all the parties, all the get together, all the films, all the perks, and then you're just living the life, and you don't have a family yet.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything weird to your butt or anything like that. But you'll be in the parties, but you'll have a bunch of money. But because with anything, if you're financing something, there comes with a certain level of control. You know,
but it's like a golden cage.
What you're doing.
You know, it's like a golden bird cage. It's made of solid gold, but you're trapped. That sucks, dude. I'm telling you, it would drive you crazy. How do I say this? Bill will tell me if I'm right here. How do I say this without sounding like a snob about art? Because I don't want to say my job's better than yours. I don't want to be that guy. But I want to say, I don't think people who are not artists understand emotionally what it is to be driven to the edge of madness, to want to do this. That I love art more than anything besides a human being. It's an obsession of mine. You can't take it away from me. I've been drawing longer than I can remember. I don't remember starting drawing, and probably Bill's the same. It's just how God made me. It's like how he made me tall. He also just made me an artist. It's my part, a huge part of my identity. I'm not giving that away. No way. Because you're giving up a ton of money. I can make money. I can figure it out some other way, dude. You're not going to take away like my one.
But you're talking a lot of money.
But then what do you do?
A lot of money.
What do you do with yourself? Go do some profession.
You'll find out. Oh, you got 150 million. You'll figure it out. You're not going to sit there bored at your house with 150 mil in the bank. You're
probably going to get in a lot of trouble, and especially if you're young and not married, you're going to get what kind of trouble.
But it'll get you out of that trouble. 150 mil will get you in it and out of it.
Buying lawyers, buying
retainer. The word of the day is retainer. Yeah. You get one of those law firms.
Well, let's say like Elvis, you go ahead and buy one of your best friends is struggling and you pay for their house.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
right? The guy can't. Right? He's got his family. He's struggling. He's doing everything he loves to do, but he's going to lose his house. You step there and buy it and say, "Don't worry about it. You don't even have to pay me back." That gives you the ability to help your friends, but at the same time, you're giving up your soul. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's you can mix it around any way you want, but they will find a sweet spot.
Yeah,
say
right?
What? Yeah.
They will find it, and 150 mil or whatever huge amount of money, but just for the sake of this discussion, 150 mil, man, you could do a lot of good with that. Not only in your life, but in anybody's life. You could build an art studio for kids. Maybe there's 10 or 20 Bills and Gabes out there.
Now you're getting into something that's appealing. Like, okay, you sacrifice yourself and benefit many others. That I can see.
In a man's life, I think a man's life is about sacrifice.
Of course. You could not hand 23-year-old Gabe $150 million under any circumstances.
No, there'd be no 24-year-old Gabe.
Yes, you wait till he's 24.
We're burning hot. We're burning hot.
If you find a way to if you find the Back to the Future DeLorean and you do time travel to, what would it be? 2003. And you find, when would I have been 20? What are we saying? 23? I was 20 and, it was in 2001. If you go to 2001 and you find me and you have $100 million, don't give it to me. I don't care what I say. Don't do it.
When somebody's going to turn into a werewolf. Whatever I say, don't let me out of this room.
Don't untie me, no matter what I say.
Don't unchain me from the radiator, right? Don't do it.
It's so funny
what
because
would happen to 18, 19-year-old Jericho with $100 million? How dead or in prison would you be?
Oh, dude, I'd be worm food long ago, because it's whatever you're into, whatever stupid decisions you're going to make, except it's fueled by tons of money. So you're not just going to go out and have 10 shots with your boys. Now you're all going to have 50. And you know what? It's just going to be pedal to the metal, whatever you're into.
And you're going to burn out the pleasure receptors in your brain. So you're going to have to keep up in the ante and up in the ante.
And you have the money to do it.
Now, Bill,
you have the money to do it. You know, keg stands aren't going to cut it anymore. Now you got to do a keg stand.
See what? Now the other thing that happens is once you take away your goals, like, okay, you want to buy a car, you want to save up for it, the usual beginning of your life, and all of a sudden, you just go in and just buy it. There's no problem. It takes something away from you. It takes away that spirit of earning and working hard. It almost like once you get there, you almost have to obey. You feel like if they take that away, once they got you there, it's kind of like, well, what do you need me to do? And you never know too, because when you start a project, sometimes you don't walk in there and grab the script and say, I want to change this, want to move this, unless you're way up there with the directorialship. But most of it is like you're going to get a project you work on and you try and work within the reasons, but you never know how the marketing is going to go. And the thing is, like when I worked on Iron Giant, they didn't market it. And it was one of the best films I ever worked on. Yeah, and I'm good. There's things.
What's that?
The sad story of the Iron Giant. Can I tell it, Bill, real quick? What you told me?
Oh, go right ahead. Go ahead.
We talked. I do a show with Bill every week. I didn't do it this week because I was launching the book. We might record it tomorrow. We release them on Thursdays. Two sketchy guys. We're two artists that work for the big Hollywood companies talking about what that was like, movies, comic books, all that stuff. Iron Giant. Bill animated that with a bunch of other animators. One of the best animated movies of all time. Absolutely failed at the box office because Warner Brothers didn't promote it at all. And I was talking to Bill. He was telling me about this. There was just not running ads, not running in many theaters. The theaters it ran in, it didn't run very long. They allegedly tanked it on purpose, this movie. And I started thinking, why? And I guessed it, and then Bill told me why. Iron Giant was drawn by hand. What was coming in the late 90s, early 2000s for cartoons? 3D computer animation. The learning curve to learn to 3D animate and the cost, number one, the cost is orders of magnitude lower than training people to animate with pencils. Make Mickey Mouse come to life with pencils, right? That's a magic trick. It's much easier on a computer with 3D models. And I got to thinking, talking to Bill about this, like, oh, they tanked this movie on purpose because it was so good. If it succeeded, there would be rabid demand for more movies just like it, including the super expensive time and resource consuming hand-drawn animation. So like, no, we want to go with the cheap stuff that's easier. Kids can learn it faster. They can be our animators quicker. And we tanked hand-drawn animation in favor of the business decision of the cheaper, faster computer animation. Is that the correct telling, Bill?
Yes. Well, a lot of times too. Well, what happened is there's only so many top guys at that time. So they could demand what they wanted price-wise, different things. Well, they don't like that. They want to level the playing field. So what happened is to make people, it takes you 20 years to learn how to draw. And if they want to expand the business, it takes too long. So how can we speed up the business, which is what AI is doing now, everything. It's like erase the time it takes for a human being to be creative, to do ideas, because now there's less and less people in my belief, in the industry that can be creative because they're so consumed by what they're seeing every day and repeating what they're seeing. They're not original. They're not originalists. And that's what's happening is people now are just obey. right? I'm going to work on this number 6, number 7, number 8. I'm like, they don't even want to do the original films now. They're too risky. Even if a company wants to go ahead and make a film, they're going to split the cost. You're going to see 2 or 3 different movie companies pay a percentage, split it 3 ways to fund the movie if it gets too expensive.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed over maybe like the last 10 years or so. You'll have a movie come out, like a big budget mainstream movie, and it'll be the first 5 minutes are all the production companies. And a lot of them are Chinese companies that back these movies that they put out. And I'm not, I'm trying to think, like, I don't remember movies having so many production companies involved. It'd be like TriStar, New Line Cinema, what is that? Morgan Creek, or something like that. You remember those iconic openings, the Pegasus, jumping over TriStar, or what's Columbia, the girl with the torch. And that was it. But now it's this company, that company, this Chinese company, that Chinese company. And then they finally get to the movie. I'm like, I wonder when that shift took place and why.
Well, look at what Walt Disney, when they bought Marvel. Good example, right? They run it into the ground. And there's just too much. They want to make money so fast before the demographics of the market changes. They set the market up years in advance of what you're going to watch, and because it takes years to do films. Now a live action film takes 6 months, an animated film takes 2 years or a year. They need to cut that time down. So with AI, they're going to speed up the creation of some of these animated films. And once they get you into agreeing that the audience, right, not you personally, but if they can get the audience into believing this is what you want to see, and they totally will shift out contracts, and they don't want to pay a lot of money to people. They want to make the money themselves.
Well, then how do they come out with these $200 million flops? These $250 million just turds.
I have a theory, and
they need the write-off.
Yeah, this is all accounting stuff, Jericho. Yeah.
Okay, so like in stocks, in stocks, people will be on the upside or the downside. They'll bring it really high up and sell high and let it drop, and then buy low and bring it up. It's like it's create, destroy. And a lot of the stuff, when they do films, if they know that market's not doing any really well, they'll shift to other. They're kind of lost now. They're trying to figure out where they're at with a lot of films and combining the studios. They're trying to make all this mega studios to control. It's all about control.
It's terrible. I hate the studios all merging, and
they're Disney not good at it.
Everything. They bought Fox, they bought Marvel, they bought, they own the Muppets. They own. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Really,
so it's so weird. Like everything's just going to be owned by one, BlackRock or Vanguard or something like that. Like things need to be, the companies need to be individual, because that's their character. That's their individualism. That's that company, not when it gets absorbed into this other one.
Well, look at the housing market. If they buy up all the houses, they tell you what the rent's going to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you can't negotiate. It's like, well, I'm going to move somewhere else. Well, if they start closing off where you're moving, and the only way you can go somewhere is you got to have a job to live there. So if they don't fund the area where they put businesses, you can't move to another place. You got to okay, I'm going to have to work 2 or 3 jobs to afford the rent, and I'll never have enough money to buy a house. And it's killing the young kids, and that it's kind of like a principle of, buy it up, and then I'll tell you what you're going to live like.
Right. Mm-hmm. You will own nothing and be happy, right?
That's what they said. That's what they said. I've seen the video.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to change the world with art, Bill? Are we?
Yep.
I hope so.
Somebody's got to do it.
I hope so. I just,
Well, you know what happened? Okay. Now what happened was when I started in the business, animation was really dead way before the beginning. It was like, Mermaid wasn't done. All the films weren't done. We had to go around and find the old timers who had done all the animation for 40 years before we even got into business. They had closed it down because the age group at that time wasn't watching cartoons. It wasn't made for the 16, 17-year-olds. It was made just for kids. So what they were doing was they ended up, we had to look around for the talent. Well, we had to start from the beginning of how to locate these people to learn how to do the business. Once we got that, we had this energy as young kids to go ahead and make the big grouping of films that you were talking to Walt Disney did. Everybody couldn't wait to get to the party. Everybody was learning again. They brought the people back. It was great. Now that crowd passed away, the older crowd. Now you have this crowd. Now you're looking at like Roger Aller. He passed away, the director of Lion King. It's right. The next group is passing away. The next group is passing away that if you don't get the talent and understanding from this group that is here now, or that's still here, that's in their 70s and going into their 80s, once they're gone, the kids have to start again from the beginning. Well, I think they really would rather have all those guys go out and retire and not discuss how they did the work, different things. I know they want to do YouTube videos to help people and stuff, but there's nothing like working alongside an artist one-to-one. And that now is very, very hard. And they keep bringing more and more kids in schools. They're putting thousands of kids out to make these films, but the technology, they need content right now. New Netflix, and they just need 24 hours a day content, and that's where the problem is. They want to fill it with anything. As long as it's moving, it's selling.
Look at Jericho. When you look at your phone, some of the slop, those little 30-second reels on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's like it's worse than junk food. Like if you just sat there and drank Mountain Dew and hot Cheetos all day. Like 5 bags of Cheetos. You get so sick, so fat. You'd be so tired. This is what that TikTok stuff and all that. And the companies want it because it's good for their bottom line. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's cheap, quick, easy. Yeah.
But, I have some pretty wealthy friends, people that I know. You know what I don't find at their house typically? I don't find Cheetos and Mountain Dew. And I think about the big companies and the people that push this stuff on everyone. They're not living that way. You know what I mean? Like, it's good for the sheep, but not for us. No thanks. So I don't know. I don't know. This sounds old fashioned to me, which is weird, but you just love to read a book. I do. I'm an avid reader. That's why I love writing. I love reading.
The imagination.
Bill, to sit with a drawing for longer than a day. This thing right here. 3 days to put the black ink on just the characters. I'm not lying. That's how long that took to just do the characters. 3 days. Better part of 3 days. It was 2.75 or whatever. And I didn't even do the background. I had a different guy to do it because I was running out of time. Over a day to color. And you can't do that if you're just like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Come on, man. You got to have an attention span.
Yeah.
An attention span and the time. So I don't know. It's something, but I'm really happy. I'm very grateful I got to make this stuff, and we're just rolling on. We're making the next stuff. Like I told you guys earlier, all of the illustrations for Dean Cain All-American Lawman Volume 2 are complete. I got the last ones this morning from Philippe. He illustrated that. So he's a powerhouse, and he loves it, and he adds so much to it. I give him the script, and I set him free, though. Bill, I wanted to ask about that because I was thinking about animating. And okay, so you have the writer. A guy writes The Lion King, and he'll give some stage directions, medium shot, close up, cut to this. But as the storyboard artist, where you're laying out, okay, I think we should do it this way. It's like you're writing it again, right? It's like a second version of the story.
Yeah.
It's going to change from the script to just the layout. That's going to be a second version. And then from the layout to the actual animation, That's a third version. You know what I mean, right? Am I right? Because that's how comics are. I write it and I write about 4 times. I write the story, just the words, and then I draw it, or I hire someone to draw it. And when they draw it, it changes. Because when you draw it, you realize, oh, that doesn't work if we put this guy here or do that, or this should happen first, or he should go there first and then come back. And you figure that out when you're drawing, and you change it a little bit when you need to. And then when you color it, you can alter things too. You can make it scary, romantic, mysterious, depending on the colors you want and how you apply them. And then the final change of a comic book are the word balloons. Like the word choices I make, I can have a scene where people are in a kitchen or a factory talking, and I can completely change what the story is about just by the choice of words. You know,
Right.
So did animation kind of work the same way, where it kept having different iterations as it kept going through the different phases?
Well, in the beginning of it, story and storyboards are based on character. So you don't really see the background. You don't have to draw the background. You just keep going. You're moving through the characters and trying to give a narrative, a genre, and trying to give a plot to the film. And as you're doing this, a lot of times the writers are tracking with you, and they'll do rewrites as you're going. So a lot of times, too, you get a script, you have to stick to it, and you just board it because the writers want it this way. So you board the whole thing, and then you pitch it and basically show, okay, I've done everything in the script. I've got some options here that I want to change. Now, the writers will go ahead and say, okay, we can adjust this. You're just a visual interpretation of the words. And then once that's put up there, and you put your words underneath it, you match the script words underneath your boards. And then a lot of times you say, if you want to say, well, I want to take these words out and let the characters emotionally express that, the writers, I don't know, I'm not sure too much familiar with the Writers Guild, but they need so much writing in their film to get the residuals, I think. So the idea, if you start pulling lines out, they're not getting the pay that they would. And I don't know if that's true or not. It's just my instinct, because a lot of times the writer said, no, I want that in there. And why are you so concerned about losing dialogue? You should have seen the idea. Well, when you don't put any sound into a film, the writers aren't there unless they wrote the whole visual version of it. But a lot of the visual stuff comes out of the artist when they draw it. Right. It doesn't come. But the writers can say, okay, a rabbit that meets a girl. Okay. And all of a sudden an artist comes up and makes Roger Rabbit.
Right.
And the writer said, I created that. It's like, no, it's a real fine line in there. What creativity and the writers and the split on it.
Huh. I want to shift gears a little bit, but I want to get into Hollywood stuff while we have you here, Bill. So we're staying in Hollywood. We're shifting gears from culture war and all that kind of stuff. I want to hear an inside story that everyone, Jericho, me, the audience would love. Something funny, something. And, I don't want you to violate any promises or secrets you promised to keep or whatever. But when I tell you Bill Frey, crazy Hollywood story, what's one that comes to mind that everyone would be like, whoa, something that's very Hollywood, something, do you know what I'm trying to do that?
I'm going into the training program at Walt Disney.
What year?
And it'd be 1983, 1980, 81 or something, whatever in.
Did you have a white man's Afro perm at the time?
There's photos of me around now. I had kind of like a Beatle haircut.
Okay.
But anyway, well, what was funny was when I went to do this test, I wanted to impress, because I had previous experience. I had like maybe 5 years experience in animation before I went out there, but I had to really, I was competing against the top guys, like the Mark Davises, the Frank Thomas. I wasn't competing against the kids. I wanted to be as good as they were, the 9 old men, to prove that I could join. It was such an elite crowd. I wanted to prove that I had to work really hard to say, look, I'm good enough to help you guys, right?
All right.
So now when I was working with Eric Larson, we were working on Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's what the film that was getting ready to be done. What happened was I went ahead and started to animate Scrooge McDuck. We had to do a test. So I animated Scrooge McDuck, the duck, with a cane, with a top hat, with an overcoat, walking down the stairs with duck feet. He had like about 10 steps going down to the bottom, right? Instead of just having a character blink and move around, I really went to town on this. Okay. So Eric Larson looked at it, and he was one of the 9 old men. And he said, why don't you start at the bottom? Like ability wise? I didn't know that till later. He said, why don't you start at the bottom? I said, no, but he has to start at the top. How can he walk down the stairs if he starts at the bottom? But he was talking about do something easy, right? And he said, you kids are all the same. You just don't understand. I was kind of laughing because it didn't hit me till a year later. That's what he meant. It's like, don't start with things easy. Don't go really, really hard. Like, I thought he meant have him go from the bottom to the top, walk up that way, right? Instead of going from the top, walk down. And I realized I laughed at myself because I remember him saying, you kids are all the same. You kind of like, you gotta. It was just a funny story that I had one thing in my head, he had another thing, and we were communicating on the same level.
I'm a little unclear what he meant starting at the top and the bottom. Like career-wise, is that what he's meant?
Yeah. I mean, just with the ability, just do something simple. You don't have to have him walk down the stairs. You don't have to do it with a cane. You don't have to make it so complex, right? He just wanted me to do a real simple performance and stuff, and I really ranked it up, and it became great. It was really worked out well. But it was something when he told me, start at the bottom, I took that as a stairs issue, like on the top and not the bottom. And I said, why would he go at the top? And we were like arguing. I said, how can you animate this if he starts in the bottom? You have to go backwards and come up. And he's looking at me like, you kids.
Well, it's good to argue with the guy interviewing you for the big job, Bill.
Oh, that's totally what it was. And he laughed at it.
What are you talking about, you idiot? Everyone knows that.
And I became really great friends with him, and we really had it because again, I learned from a guy that was born in the 1880s, which is crazy. When I was 20, this guy was 85, but he taught me to draw really, really well, and thank God. And when I got there, I had already felt like I had been in the business for like 30 years. I could draw real easy, no problem. Everybody else was struggling. I just did it. And they're like, where are you from? Right. And I'd say, well, I had School of Hard Knocks. If you didn't do it, you didn't get paid. You didn't. So I was tough when I went in there.
Are you guys still learning stuff about drawing?
Oh, dude, I'm taking an online watercolor class. You never stop.
Never stop. Really? Yep.
I'll tell you, Bill has 5 decades of animation at the highest level. I've worked at the highest level in comics. You feel like you know nothing, though, because you look at the masters, those single-digit guys, your Lion Decker, your Frazetta. You look at them and you're like, I want to be like that. What does he know? Like, you feel like you know nothing compared to those guys. So to me, it's always this intense, savage hunger to learn. I'm always trying to learn, buying tons of art. I pulled out an art book I love, a series by Marcos Muestre. He's another animator for DreamWorks and all that. And he has the best books on drawing and layout and design. And I pulled it out. One of the first times I was talking to Bill, he pulled his out and showed it to me on the live stream. He has the same book. You know what I mean? So, always learn.
What you want to do is you want to find somebody better than you. And then when you get to the best you could towards them, you try the best you can to get as close to that. And then you're going to get closer to that. And you realize I can go further. And you learn from somebody even better than you. You never go, you can study less stuff that's not that good. Why is it not good? You always have to understand why things work and don't work.
Yeah. Like my guy Philippe that works for me. I may be his quote unquote boss. He knows way more than me about drawing. So I'll send him my drawings. I'll ask him questions. He'll send me a sketch. Oh, do this, change this. Bill fixed this cover for me, a minor error. So right here, right here, where his sleeve is going into her wrist, Jericho, that black line of his sleeve originally was lined up with her wrist. Now, that might seem like something small. That's called a tangent in drawing. If you have one shape's line and it's going into the shape of another line of a separate object, your brain is going to blend them, and it will make her arm and wrist look like his shoulder, like it's one piece. And Bill spotted it instantly. Hey, that's really good, but you got a tangent on the sleeve. I'm like, oh, and I fixed it. but you always want to be around dudes better than you. You always want to be around people more experienced, because it's not stealing, but you're taking their knowledge. It's work I don't have to do. He learned it for me and then just tells me, yeah, it's like this. Like, aha, got it. So, but I would assume this applies to every field, not just art. You know, you want to have mentors. You want to have, I don't know, art. I look at art just no different than when I was a construction worker, but I don't know. I guess it is really different than other jobs. I don't know. I've never had a normal job.
Well, okay, let me go into houses and architecture because I'm a background guy. But you're framing it, right? So you're actually framing your artwork. You're constructing grids and framing wireframe around your drawing. You're doing depth. So you're seeing things in dimension when you draw. That's the way when you build something, you just don't build it flat. You're thinking of the shape you're putting together. And that's what you're doing. You're constructing a flat piece of paper and making it dimensional. And the house is like flat pieces of wood that you're angling out to make a shape. And it's all designed by shape.
Yeah. It's that old, I was a carpenter for just a minute, but there's that saying in carpentry, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
You know, and drawing is like, the drawing, Jericho, happens in the layout. You know, it doesn't, the final piece we show you, that's like Friday night football in high school. It's all happening in the weight room, in the summer training program. That the weekend football game, that's just the icing on the cake. The drawing is happening in the training and the layout and all that. And you have to spend the proper amount of time and give respect to the layout and realize the layout is more important than the finished drawing. The finished drawing is the fun part where we get to show off, but the layout is where the actual real drawing happens. That's just how it is. If you don't get the sketch correctly, you're dead. It's like building the frame of a house crooked. The house is going to fall. It's going to fall on somebody's head, dude.
If you don't have the foundation poured right for the house, don't even start.
Yeah, it's going to be a disaster, dude. I'll show you some evolution here. Let me open this real quick. This is Joe Bennett. This is his Tyrus cover, and then how it ended up. But you got to see it has a proper foundation. Let's pop this up on the screen here. Hopefully this shows up good. This is the first sketch he sent me, like in an email. No, it isn't. No, this is like the second one. The first one was a little bit different. He sent me this one. Look, there were some buildings going up, receding. You had Tyrus, and people were twisting more of the camera. This girl's more of like her butt and back were facing the camera. So characters moved. I sent him some notes on this. I said, oh, the goat guy and the mountain lion guy, they're a little too thick. My characters are thinner, blah, blah, blah. I gave him a few notes. Then he sent me back this. These were his pencils now. His layout grid. You see all those angled lines to make the three-dimensionality of the building? Like, look at that. You see those lines kind of going in and out at the angles? You have to lay those in there so you can get the perspective of the building. So all those windows and all that thing, they're all at the ground. And you find that horizon line. It's all very technical. But that was it there. Then these were his pretty close pencils. These are not final, but these are pretty close. And then he sent me the final pencils. And then I went ahead and made this out of it. You know what I mean? I inked it up. So, but if I don't lay my foundation right and he doesn't lay his foundation right, the whole thing's screwed, dude. The whole thing's not going to work if you do that. I'll show you this real quick. Open recent. I'll find the layered version of this file because that's just a flat one there, but I'll find the layered version and I'll show you how these things are put together. Cover, Joe Bennett cover. Hold on. RGB PSD. Okay, I found the file. So this is the file here of the actual cover in layers in Adobe Photoshop. So what I have first is this. Here are my inks. What I did, since I drew it digitally, I was smart and I separated the I separated the characters and the background. And that's going to come in handy later because you're going to lay in a foundation of color. So here's just the color with the drawing. Right, so this is like a sandwich in Photoshop. There's these layers here. So this is how this works. Then on top of that, I can add some shading, right? I can add some rendering. Here's the rendering without the colors there, right? When you see the checkerboard, that means no information. That means nothing. So there's shading, there's highlight, there's all this stuff. And then you get to here, and then you have this layer on top is all your smoke and fire and all that. So it was really good to separate the characters from the background. That way, when I do this stuff here, I can color. You see the black shape of the characters? I can leave that black and then put lights on the building and fire and electricity, and I don't disturb the black ink of their drawing. You see, so that was very handy to have that, So that way, that's how you create that depth there. So you're doing a lot of selections in Photoshop, but you're really painting like this stuff. These are brush strokes, I'm doing brush strokes and doing all these selections in Photoshop to create this final image here. But you see how much it adds to put that color over the background. Look at like this. It's a little flat, and then you pop in that color, it pushes it away, And then another thing you need to check when you push Command Y in Photoshop on a Mac, this is computer RGB, red, green, blue. This is CMYK, like newsprint. So you can get a preview of what it'll look like actually printed. So that's a very technical way that we put this stuff together, but it's all it all starts like my color theory here. I have to get that correct. And then when I start rendering, I have to understand what I'm doing there. So yeah, this is, people are like, oh, you could just draw. It's just a talent God gave you. It's like, yes, but it is decades of work also. There is talent involved, but dude, you'll never be good if you don't practice. You just never.
And then you have a Superman comic #1, which is like 4-color process, and it's worth $15 million.
Right.
I mean, that's the way I started, was 4 colors. It's so amazing now with everything like Gabe's doing. It's just like, I can't even imagine what goes into comics now.
I'm back. I
okay.
I hit the wrong button.
You got a snowstorm out there.
No, I was trying to close the yard with that.
Man, it gets like 60 down there at the coolest where Gabe is.
Oh, man. It's 9 degrees right here.
You've been down here plenty, Bill. You know where SeaWorld is, right, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty near there, La Jolla, Pacific Beach, all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Carlsbad and that whole area down there.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Heather. You just stumbled in here. No, we got going at 5. Remember, we're on our new time, 5 p.m. So good evening. Good evening, man. Good evening. Bill, did you ever get out our guest at the bottom? He's Blackout Bill. We don't know what happened to his camera, but he's Disney animator. Remember, he's on our show about 2 months ago. Bill, so you animated so many cartoons. Roger Rabbit, Iron Giant, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of great famous cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons. Did you ever do any voice acting, Bill? Did you ever hey, you know what? I want to try my hand at that.
Let me think. Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
But it was funny that I knew Mel Blanc, the guy that did the 1,000 voices for Warner Brothers.
Oh, the greatest.
When somebody is good at what they're doing, if you could do a voice that is so amazing, you can see pictures, you can draw to the voice. And that we used to get in the beginning was we get a scratch track. We get the voice pre-cut. Chuck Jones would do that. You cut the whole thing together in sound like a radio talk show, and then you board right off of that.
Wow.
So instead of what happens now is you do the drawings and they record the actors to match the drawings, and then you have to animate to match the voices.
No, wait a minute. So we record me saying, I'd like a slice of chocolate banana pie. How would you animate that? How do you know how many frames to make me say that at that speed? That seems insane.
Well, it depends. You have to edit together the film, so you cut out what you may be in different angles saying that, doing it straight on from the left to the right, how it's going to camera cut. And what you do is the way you edit together the audio first. And then
how do you do the math of I need this many drawings to say the word banana?
In the old days, it's 24 frames a second. So you use a metronome or a stopwatch. And then you count how many frames it would take to get you where you want that dialogue to be. And you're not going to, a lot of times, is that going to be too short or too long for the intercut in the sequence that you're working on? So it's like, well, we can only use a little bit of Gabe animating saying it, and then we're going to cut to another character who's animating and had Gabe's voice over top of that. Cut on the action, cut on the dialogue.
Okay, so you cut out having to animate my face by cutting to my colleague reacting to me or something.
Right, and you might have the continuation of your dialogue over top of his artwork, over top of the other character's reaction.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a layered process, just like you're doing in Photoshop.
I see. Okay, now Bill, I originally asked you the question. You told the story about the stairs, but what I was asking was like a Hollywood party. Like, I'm going to ask you. You been to the Playboy Mansion, Bill? Because I heard.
I know some people went there. I didn't go there. I know the guys that did cartoons for the magazine. And
I got a great story about Doug Sneed.
Yeah,
Doug Sneed did those gorgeous watercolor illustration one-shot jokes in Playboy magazine for years, and he was always at Comic-Con. And I had a table in Artist Alley before I had a big booth for my company. I had a table at Artist Alley on the south end of the San Diego Convention Center. You're gonna like this, Jericho. You're gonna like this guy. So he's an old man, Doug Sneed. He must be 70, 80 something now. You know, he's a pretty old guy, and he does gorgeous watercolors. They're like little jokes in Playboy magazine. And my wife always buys me a really nice art book for my birthday because my birthday is always during Comic-Con. And she bought me the Doug Sneed Playboy archives. It's like, 300 pages of his watercolors. And when she bought it from him, he autographed it. I think he drew a lady's face on the inside cover or something. I could go grab it, I guess. But do you know what he told my wife? He said, "You're very beautiful. I'd love to paint you." I thought, you dirty dog. How many times, how many decades have you used that line? And how many times has it worked? How dare you?
Time.
How dare you? How dare you?
It worked every time. That's why he keeps doing it.
Well,
You're very beautiful. I'd love to paint you.
The one person Gam Wilson, he was a cartoonist. He always did kind of scary stuff.
Ugliest, weirdest stuff, Gam Wilson.
Oh, really weird. And the guy that did the stuff for Playboy was Roland Wilson. And he worked for Disney's right after Little Mermaid. Some of the stuff in Mermaid and on. And what he did was he didn't do the sex jokes and stuff. He basically did historical humor.
Right.
So he would do something that had a little bit of a twist to it, but it was really historical. It was separate, almost like it shouldn't fit in the magazine, but everybody liked it. And the director of Little Mermaid, John Musker, loved his work. And so when I went out there, I told him about Roland, and Roland was in New York when I left. I was working alongside of him for 4 years. Anyway, he went ahead and said, would Roland ever come out here? And I said, sure he would. And I asked Roland, and he said, yeah, I'll move out here. He ended up living down in San Diego.
Oh, really?
La Costa. And then he worked on The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He did some of the most beautiful artwork. He worked with Joe Grant, who was the guy that originally did Sleeping Beauty. Snow White, The Witch, and all. I mean, the guy was so good. And he wanted to get out there and really get into know the ink and paint company, the ink and paint department, because the ink and paint was massively the color theory to put the paints on the cells were so amazing in a sense that every cell grays down the color. So you get a clarity in Photoshop that's straight through. Well, on cells, it puts a gray, so you have to have the bottom cell has to be really massively bright. And then if you go 4 layers up, you can do about 5 layers. On the top layer, that may be a peach color. Well, you can make the bottom layer, if it's really bright, become the same color on the top level. It was like this layered trickery, how to get all these things working. If you ding a cell, you'd have to redo the whole thing again. You get a little newt ring or a little something, you get a crack in the cell. It could be exactly like your entire drawing you just did. If you got one for Tyrus, the new one, if you had one mistake in there, you'd have to redo everything. Because you couldn't film. That's Roland Wilson right there.
Yeah, and here's the kind of jokes you're talking about. They're not sex jokes in Playboy. It's Leonardo da Vinci, obviously, with an apprentice, and the guy has a diagram of pizza there. He says, that's just a little idea I had for snack food. Because, Da Vinci was like a prolific inventor, right? So
and
Yes.
Italy, so, but
Right.
I would sometimes stand there in the room and he would pose me in the position to do the drawing of the kid.
Wow.
So I work right next to these guys. So a lot of the stuff he would research all of the different locations, and he really got into all the history. I thought that was so amazing. So I have a big collection. I got some of the original ones of his at the house here, but it's just stuff that you pick them up, and he did so many different things. If you look him up, he actually did a book recently. His wife put it out. He did Trans-Siberian Express.
I'll have to look for it.
Richard Williams. He worked with Richard in London. The guy did Roger Rabbit. So if you look at Trans-Siberian Express to Vladivostok for Pushkin Vodka, that almost is the reason I got into business to Disney. It was done in grease pencil, and it's about a train in Eastern Russia and Siberia.
And that's Roland Wilson. Okay, cool. Let me show this
Are you
video
there?
really quick. Completely unrelated.
I guess I'm out.
I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Poor Bill.
Oh, what's going on here?
Can you hear us, Bill?
Huh.
Oh, that's no story. Okay, Jericho, what do you think of this? Steve Cardillo, he's got 1 million followers on Instagram. Reach out to me. He's friends with Tyrus, was friends with Hulk Hogan. He makes weight belts. He's into, boxing, fighting weights. He makes them for UFC fighters.
Mm-hmm.
The belt that Randy the Macho Man Savage wore in the Spider-Man movie, he made that belt. He reached out to me. He has made 2 custom Tyrus weight belts, and I'm going to give one away. If you buy a copy of Tyrus, you're entered to win. But we don't do gambling. That's illegal. No gambling, no lottery. So no purchase necessary. If you go to bigmancomics.com and get on the mailing list, that's all you have to do. You can buy a book if you want. But if you just get on the mailing list, you can win this belt. I'm going to give it away, I think, on February 10th. I will show you the belt real quick. He sent me a video. Check this out. I sent him some of my artwork, and he laser etched this on leather. This is a awesome weight belt. Big belt for like Mark. He's made a bunch of belts for Tyrus, but it's got artwork from the comic book on it, laser etched. And he made 2, one for me and then one for a giveaway. I love it. And then, my daughter, the stand-up comedian, she's the roast battle. She's in charge of it for San Diego. She wants some belts for the roast battle champions, actually. So I think we're going to do that. I'm going to ask the people if I can buy a belt for that. But yeah, you can get your own Unstoppable Tyrus Big Man Comics weight belt. You can win that. No purchase necessary.
That shit looks cool.
Wow.
That looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I like it.
That's
excellent.
So
That's awesome.
Jericho,
Wow,
do you
I'm
think
back
that
up. Somehow that storm took me out again. What
all right,
I was going to say real quick, Gabe, you can hear me now, right?
Yes.
Oh, I guess I'm off again. Oh, man.
Sorry, Bill. I can hear you.
You shut me off, right? Okay,
No, I
Let me
can
get back
hear
on
you.
here.
I
Oh,
can hear
man.
you. Poor Bill. Jericho,
Yeah.
would you like this? Would you like a belt like this for what? Are you
that's-
lifting weights?
I am. I hope to, get heavier with the weights. But yeah, I am.
Okay.
No, that shit looks fucking cool, man. That's awesome. Whether you lift weights or not, some things just look fucking cool. And that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to be talking more about this tomorrow. Today we were just talking about the book, launching the book. I'm excited for Gutfeld tonight, which I think is coming on the air any minute now. It's on at 10 Eastern, which is right now, because Tyrus does a big reveal of the book on Gutfeld. Apparently, he texted me this afternoon telling me he was doing that.
Wow. I'm going to
So,
watch it now out here. That's great.
Yeah, I think
Great.
Gutfeld is firing up in a few.
Hey, I
on
was
the
going to
East
tell you
Coast.
really quick. Look up Richard Williams, Trans-Siberian Express for Pushkin Vodka. It won all these awards. It was done with grease pencil, and that is really some of the best drawing animation I've seen in years.
Okay, I'll have to find
So-
that.
But I'm gonna jump and set up Gutfield here. I want to see what's going down.
Okay, well, tell me about it. Jericho and I are probably going to do a little bit longer, but thank you for joining us, Bill. You're always
Yeah,
a
man.
hoot
Good
with all
talking
your
to you.
inside
Good to see you.
stories.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to see you again. And I'm gonna
Hey.
again. It's 10:01 here, so I'm gonna jump in.
Okay,
I'll see
and Bill,
Yeah.
I'm sorry my Broncos had to do that to you guys.
Well, you're gonna be down there next week, right?
What
You're gonna go Denver? You're gonna go to Denver?
No, I decided not to. I was thinking of going to the AFC Championship. I'm going to hold on, I think, and try and go to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
so you guys need to buy a lot of these Tyrus comics because it's not cheap to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, get me to the Super Bowl, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you later.
I don't want to travel to Colorado right now. I think I'd rather just drive up the coast, stop by, see Jericho, and say, well, bye, Jericho. I got to go to the stadium because my team's about to win another ring. So I'll see you later.
So, oh, man. Hey, I'll see you guys later. Great talking.
Bye,
Bill. Bill. Hey, stay warm, man. Stay warm.
Bye.
Adios. All right. I better remove him because I don't think he shut it off. I would hate for someone to leave it on and then they don't know they're on the air.
Yeah, that could go sideways real fast.
Someone leaves it on, they don't know they're on. They just have like they have this like Taco Bell gas or something going on, you know.
Oh man, I couldn't wait.
He's in the back room. Wait. Are you trying to come back, Bill?
No, I'm trying to shut it off.
Okay, there's a red button at the bottom. Red button at the bottom says leave studio.
I did it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll remove you. I still see him down there. Poor Bill. So what's the latest for you? What are the developments this week? What's going on in the Jericho world?
Was it day before yesterday? My son and I, along with my best friend and his son, went to a Sacramento Kings game.
Oh, cool. I've always heard that hockey is one of the greatest sports to watch in person.
No, the Sacramento Kings basketball.
Oh, basketball. I'm thinking of Los Angeles Kings. Well, there you go. It should have been the San Jose Sharks. My bad.
But it was super cool, man. My son's first pro game, of any kind. So that was really cool. And my buddy, his work hooked him up with the VIP ticket. So there was like a room you can go in to eat before the game, and it was like underneath the bleachers and stuff. So the room, it was super nice, man. And he was so excited. We had really good seats. He kept yelling to the players. How come he's ignoring me, Dad? I was like, he probably can't hear you. And there's probably 2,000 other little boys yelling their name too. But no, he had a great time. We all had a great time.
I forgot about the Kings. They've been bad for almost 15 years, the Kings.
It was close. And they had stars on their team who were former superstars. So it was still cool.
They have Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, Russell Westbrook was out there. Levine. Who was the other guy? Dennis Schroeder. DeMarcus DeRosa. Was his name? DeMar DeRosa?
Yeah, DeMar
DeRozan. Yeah, he was out there. So yeah, it was cool, man. He had a great time. So that's one of those, memories. What do you call those? Core memories.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome, man. This year's been just great memories for me. The Denver Broncos. I started off the season in September with my son going to the first game of the season. We went to Vegas with my best friend, and we watched the Broncos. And then they've been winning all their games in the last minute. It's been the most dramatic, crazy thing. And and now they had this insane playoff win. The quarterback broke his ankle. Are they going to face the Patriots now? And and the NFL itself has been so good this year. The playoffs, a couple games notwithstanding, have been insanely good. The playoffs, very close games. And these are like memories that'll last me a lifetime. When the Broncos made their last Super Bowl run and won it with Peyton Manning 10 years ago, my brother was just going through a divorce and he lived with me for like 6 months. So he was in the house. He got here like in December or January. He was here for that whole Bronco playoff run. My brother and I played together in high school on the same team. We played defensive tackle, both of us. And I coached my son in football. We won championships when I was in high school. My son won them when he was in high school. He won my number. Football is a huge part of our lives and our identities. And it's such a beautiful core memory for me of my life, my brother, my son, and my team, our team, the three of us winning the Super Bowl 10 years ago. And we haven't really watched a lot of football in the last like 8-9 years because the Broncos have been terrible until last year, just totally awful. and they got their coach. But here's me and my son Sunday right before the game. You know, me and good old Peter. We got our Bo Nix jerseys. I'm not a fat fuck anymore. You know,
Sure is nice, huh?
I saw a picture of me at Comic-Con with like you and Dean. I was like, oh shit, I was 305 pounds, wasn't I? So
yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I see that picture of Comic-Con, I think 2 years ago when we met Eric July.
Yeah, let me go find it so we can make fun of ourselves. I'm gonna go find it.
Eric July, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon Taylor,
Brandon
that guy Alex. Yeah. It was Fat Boy time. It was what year was that? Would that be 23, 22? What do you think?
Be 23.
Okay, let me go look. July of 23. I'm gonna go find pictures of us. I was 305 pounds. Dude.
Oh, I was more than that.
Oh, look at this. Okay, here's a good one. I found one. Look at me and Tyrus has lost a ton of weight. Look at this picture of me. Hold up. Wrong button. Look at this picture of me and Tyrus. Look at that. Holy shit. We both lost a ton of weight. Damn, dude. Look at this. Look at this face. Like I'm hiding nuts for the winter with these cheeks. I don't know who I'm talking to my friend Hector there. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I got to find those pictures of us. But do you think you're going to come out to Comic-Con this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I want to.
All right. Yeah, you couldn't make it last year, but hopefully you can make it work this year. That'd be awesome. So let's get into it.
I want to go.
Okay, I'm going to find some pictures of us. I'm looking. I'll find it. Oh, we were hefty boys. What the hell? Oh, here it is. Here's the picture. Here she is. Look at this shit, dude. Okay, here we are. 2023. This summer it'll be 3 years. And look at this. Look at this. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, that was crazy. 350.
Would you like some more donuts, Jerk?
Yes, I would. Slide one on each finger, please.
Yeah.
Right? Gosh. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a trip. You know, the way your clothes. Dude, I'm wearing clothes that I haven't worn in years. I'm wearing clothes that I've never worn. Like I bought them, and then, you know, just got too fucking big for them.
Look at our waists. Look at that. Ridiculous shit, dude.
Crazy.
How shameful.
Crazy.
Walking around like this.
That same shirt now, it fits great. The shirt I'm wearing right now.
Look at us now.
I couldn't wear it 6 months ago.
Behold, ladies, you cannot resist it no matter what you do.
Couldn't do it. Wearing clothes, pants that I never wore.
You're lucky we're married, by the way. You are lucky about that.
Yeah, keep it in your pants, whores.
Yeah, why don't you back off, ladies? Why don't you back off, Latina baddies? Oh, that's the new section for the show. New section for the show. Every week, we're going to have Latina baddie of the week.
No, you're doing that on your own.
Yeah, smart man. No, I figured out how to do Latina baddie of the week. I figured out how to do it.
Or just put up a picture of your wife every week?
Yep. Drum roll, please. The Latina baddie of the week is my wife.
There you go. Dun, dun, dun.
Tune in next week for Double Impact's Latina baddie of the week to see if my wife wins again.
Guess who? You could have like a little midget ride out on a tricycle like the Telemundo shows.
Look at this. Yeah, right.
Hey, muchacha mala! And I'll just ride by on his little scooter.
It's my wife. You know.
Yep.
My wife.
My wife.
Did you ever see Borat?
Oh, dude. See? That's another thing. And has this always been? I guess it has been, because everything new, you know, then it's around and it's not new anymore. And everybody's like, oh, no big deal. But when Borat came out, I think in 2006, maybe?
Long time
4,
ago,
5, 6, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I think it was before 6, yeah.
Yeah. We never seen no shit like that before. Like we had Jackass, but that's more like stunts to themselves. We had never seen, like, in a big movie like this guy go out and do this shit to real people, and they didn't know. Right. This shit was
I couldn't watch it.
God.
When he got to the rodeo and he started singing about the blood of our enemies and this, I turned it off. I could not watch it.
Dude, if you couldn't handle Borat, do not watch Bruno. Bruno.
I saw about
is
half
so
an hour
much
of Bruno
worse.
and I turned it off.
What's up? My name is Bruno.
When he's doing this,
Dude, when he makes his dick go around.
Yeah, right into the camera like that. What? I turned it off. Like, you remember when he brought the little black baby on that like Oprah show?
Dude.
What did he name the kid? I forgot. He named him like OJ or something like that.
Yeah. Dude, that was so fucking crazy. And then the most fucked up one is when he had the parents bring their kids to a photo shoot. And it was little toddlers and they dressed some of them up like Nazis. And the other ones they put in a little wheelbarrow and he's like putting them in the oven like a little Jew kid. He's putting
I
in the oven.
I didn't even see that. I turned it off.
So then these parents bring their kids and these girls are like 8, 9, 10 years old. And he's playing the director. You know, they have this casting call. And these are real parents bringing their kids and little child actors. And he goes, yeah, I like your daughter, but she needs to lose like 10 pounds or something. Yeah, is that good?
It's like a 6-year-old?
Yeah. And the mom's like, yeah, whatever. 10 pounds, no problem. We'll do it. Like multiple parents just will, yeah, whatever you need, we'll do it. Like, how do you tell? And the little girl was a thin little normal 8-year-old girl. She needed to lose no weight. But how would you broach the subject with your child and make them? What do you do? Like giving them less food? Do you tell them they need to lose weight? Like, how do you even tell a little ass kid that? It was just so crazy. But to see these parents willing to stop at nothing to make their kids famous, it was really sad. It was a real indictment on parents. But those two movies, groundbreaking. Now we have social media. Anybody can go out there and fucking do some crazy shit. But wow,
we got a special request from Heather. She says, "Do ordering at Jack in the Box or La Bamba music waking you up in the morning." That's my favorite. Is this something we need to role play or what are we doing?
Oh, the Yumbo Yaks, like the
Yumbo Yak.
Don't they Yumbo Yak? And then
¿Quieres me das dos Yumbo Yak?
Yumbo Yak y un Pepsi y Sprite.
Pepsi.
Y Sprite. Dude, and then behind me with the construction, when they're doing the houses, building the houses, oh my God, every morning. Like, you fucking assholes. Shut the fuck up. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, you piece of shit. I don't care how long you've been up. Fucking dicks. I don't know, dude. Foreign music makes me mad. The farther away it is from America, the more it makes me mad. And then you had
your only vato.
You have these Muslim families that live back there too, and they're blasting their fucking bullshit ass music. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not made for my ears. I'm sure they're good people. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Our kids go to school together. I just don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. Turn it down. I don't know.
Yeah, I in Colorado, we had some Mexican neighbors next door, and it was Friday and Saturday night until 2 or 3 in the morning. Started to be boom, 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 boom.
What time? What time are you supposed to turn down loud shit?
10:30.
Oh, you're nicer than me.
No, on the weekend, like 10:30. Weekday, you're done at 9. Knock it off.
Right? It's called being considerate, being respectful of your neighbors and their schedules. Nah, dude. If we had people right behind us, they were bumping that shit late at night, 12 o'clock. They were still going. I called the cops. Now, if they had come over and said, we're going to have a party, if there's any problems, let me know. Here's my number, text me, or anything like that, I would have gone over there and talked to them or text them like they asked me to. But the very fact that you're going to blast your music late at night and not give a fuck, man, I'm not going to give a fuck. I'm not going to give you any heads up. I'm calling the cops. And then half an hour later, that shit got turned off. Quit. It was like, bam, 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 bam. Boom, done. I was like, yeah, the cops must be there, assholes. Fuck them. I don't like that. You got to be considerate when you're out in public, when you're in your neighborhood, around your neighbors. Be considerate. If your dog's out there barking, take that fucking idiot in the house or something. Why are you going to have him out there barking for an hour straight? It's so inconsiderate.
I don't have any neighbors like that. My wife woke me up at 4 in the morning on Saturday. It was like 3:50, 4, because there was something like screeching outside. Unclear what animal it was. We've got a chicken coop with chickens. So she jumps up in her nightgown, and it's not like a grandma's nightgown. It's a different kind of nightgown. Runs into the backyard with a flashlight.
Latina baddie nightgown.
Yeah, it's the Latina baddie of the
Latina
week.
baddie edition. Yeah. The Latina baddie line. That's what she got.
Yeah. But she runs out into our backyard. It's a dark night. No one's going to see her with the flashlight to scare away the raccoon that's murdering our chickens, except for the part where the sound is coming from much further away in a different direction. And I point that out to her. Then I couldn't go back to sleep. So it was 4 a.m. and I fell asleep at 8 a.m. Then I woke up at 9 a.m. And I hadn't gone to bed until 1:30. So I slept from 1:30 to 4 and then from 8 to 9. So I wasn't feeling the hundo the next day. I was a little tired.
Not a lot of sleep.
All right. We got through it.
Not a lot of sleep.
But yeah, she just jumped out of bed. Hey, does your wife do this thing where if she's asleep on the couch and you come up and touch her and go, honey, we gotta go to bed? She falls asleep. And when you go to touch her and say, we gotta go to bed, she goes, oh. Does she do that? Because my wife does that.
What the fuck are you dreaming about, girl?
Like just touching and saying, hey, we gotta go to bed. So now I'll just scare her on purpose, you know?
Get up! Go to bed.
Put on my Creature from the Black Lagoon mask.
Yeah, get a kitchen knife. Time to go to bed, motherfucker.
Well, my wife, she used to work out of the house many years ago. And I told her, and she would get up early, like at 5 or 6 or something like that. I told her, one of these days, I'm going to go outside when you're not looking. I'm going to lay down in the back seat. I'm going to wait till you drive like a mile, and I'm going to reach up around the seat, and I'm going to just grab you. And she's like, no, don't. Then you'll have to walk me to my car every morning.
Dude, my wife would divorce me if I did that. My wife is the biggest.
But it's so funny, right?
She's the biggest scaredy cat in the world. If I scared her like that, I don't think she would ever forgive me. Like she is the fucking scaredy cat of the year. Oh my God, no way. My wife would kill me if I did that. But then she'll do that to the kids. She'll scare the kids. I'm like, you know they're gonna fucking get you back. Especially my son. Dude, he'll like crawl and wait somewhere for an hour for the perfect time to just like, why do you do that?
What is now your kids are a little older. They're like 9 and 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
What was in the Mexican household, it's the cucuy. The cucuy is the boogeyman. What was their thing? There's also in Mexican cultures the coco. The coco is the same as the cucuy. And in fact, that's where the name of a coconut comes from. Because the 3 dots on a coconut was like a little scary eyes and mouth. It's a coco. It's a little monster. That's what I was told. I'm not entirely sure that's true, but I was told that. But what was the coco? What was the cucuy for your kids when they were little?
I don't know. I think it was just afraid of the dark. My kids are both my kids are still afraid of the dark. It's a damn shame. My son, he's 9, so okay. But my daughter's like 14. But then her mother, she's scared of the dark too. So I don't think she's ever gonna grow out of it. My wife is if something's chasing her, she's just gonna fall on the ground and curl up. I'm like, that's not what kind of defense is that? Her and my daughter are useless in a tragedy.
This year,
just put them on the raft.
Just stay over there screaming. Let us fix it.
Put them on the raft and just get them to safety. They're not going to be any help.
Captain Haruno says the worst sleep scare is the damn feeling that you're falling out of bed when you're perfectly fine. You ever get that thing where you're like, it's like you fall in bed? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's weird, that one.
You know what? I scared somebody really, really bad one time. We were at a church camp during some summer. I think I was like 15, and we went on a night hike. And so you got these girls like in a group together. What was that? What was that? So I doubled back and went behind them like 50 yards. They didn't even know. And I snuck up behind them and I was just like, roar! And I grabbed their ankle. Dude, they shit, pissed, farted, vomited, passed out, woke up all at the same time. Like those girls were so fucking scared. But if I did that to my wife, dude, she would just unforgivable. She'd probably leave me. She is such a scared cat. But my kids never had like a boogeyman or anything like that. It was just in general afraid of the dark. My son, Dad, I heard something outside. I'm like, son, the wind's blowing at 30 miles an hour. Of course you heard something outside.
It was probably a monster.
That was probably the demon out of that movie you were watching. What? Nothing tonight.
So I'm going to make you a drawing here. Okay, hold on. So this is my house, like kind of layout. You've been to my house, but this is for the audience. Let me bring this up on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the floor plan. of your house.
Right. Well, I mean, you've been there. Share screen. Okay. This is my house. So this is the sidewalk here. The circle would be my wife. This is the swinging door. This is like the kitchen is this way. You go down this way. There's living room and other shit. I'm over here on the couch watching the big TV, and there's a straight shot back to the front door. So you can kind of see the person when you come in. My wife was with her movie producer friend, this lady we know, Natalie. She's a friend of Dean's who became a good friend of ours. And Captain Bruno says, nice house.
Sweet fucking house.
That's not all of my house, okay?
No, that's it. I've been there, guys. It's a bunch of straight lines and fuck everything's white.
And it is also white with black lines.
Everything's white. It's very crazy.
So she's coming home like at 11 or 12 because her and Natalie went to dinner. And I'm over here on the couch, like I'm over here. And I run around this way and I come back into the kitchen here and I make sure all the lights are off. And I'm just standing here in the dark. So when they get to about here, they open the door and they're talking. There's a basket here to put your shoes and shit. They're here and they're not. And this is dark. It's dark in here where I'm standing. And I'm like 2 feet away from them. And they're there with the keys and the shoes and the purses. I just go, hello. And my wife turns and goes,
Dude, I'll send my wife those videos of like people scaring their wives. There's this one lady, and she makes like these fucked up faces and like sounds when her husband scares her. She'll be like, or like, fucking, it's so funny. But I'll send them to my wife. She'd be like, you better not fucking scare me like that ever. But it is the funniest shit in the world.
I like this one too. I told my husband not to pound on the bedroom door after I think he's at work. It's about,
Yeah, I had a friend who grew up with 5 older sisters. He was the baby and the only boy.
So he got away with murder 24/7.
Yes, probably. And being that he had all sisters, the punishment was more psychological than physical. You know, your older sister's not going to hold you down and fucking tap on your chest. Or let the spit fall out of their mouth and suck it back up. They're not going to do that. That's your older brother, right? But his older sisters would always fuck with him mentally. So one time, his parents left his two of his older sisters in charge, and they went somewhere. And so his older sister was talking to him, and his back was to the sliding glass door. And his sister kept going, okay, I'm going to go to the store real quick. Like that. And he'd go, what? Nothing. I'm going to go to the store real quick, and I'll be right back. So already he's fucked up, right? Just from that 10
that's
seconds.
Great. Right? That's great persuasion. She's priming it, you know?
Just fucking marinating this kid in fear. And so she had it was his 2 older sisters and her friend. They all left. So he thinks he's at the house by himself, but they left the friend upstairs. So she starts walking around upstairs, opening and closing doors and shit. And he's downstairs just fucking losing his mind, thinking that there's somebody in the house, like stomping around and shit. Scared the fuck out of him. And they come in, oh, got you. He said he was a nervous wreck, like a psychological nervous wreck, every time his parents would leave after that because of how scared his fucking sisters would fuck with him. He's like, man, I wish they would beat me up. He's like, I wish they just would have kicked my ass and not played the psychological warfare with him. But I was like, dude, that's so fucked up. Just to look behind him and be like, oh, nothing, forget it. Already, his mind will take it from there. You don't even need to do anything. His mind will scare the shit out of him after that. I was like, man, that's so fucked up. I was like, if you had older brothers, they just would have beat your ass and you would have been fine.
Big baby turned 3 December 5th.
Uh-oh.
And we watched The Grinch a bunch of times leading up to Christmas. She really liked the old 1966 cartoon. It was a fantastic cartoon. And she the Grinch is kind of a jerk, and he's a little scary for a little 3-year-old. And I would play with her in the living room. I'd chase her by the Christmas tree. I'd go, I'm the Grinch. I'm going to take all of your toys, all your presents. I'm going to take all your food. I just name all the things I was going to take. And she's like, no. And she would attack me and this and that. And then we were just sitting there. And she kind of thought about how scary the Grinch is with his gross teeth and his weird face. And she said to me, the Grinch not come to our home? I said, no, he's not coming. So
smash that fool.
If he comes to our home, are you strong? She asked me.
So you can handle it, right?
I said, I'm the strongest. And then she got right. She said, if the Grinch comes to our home, I'll punch him in the belly and he will cry.
Yes, he will. She wanted to know, like, hey, do I need to make other arrangements or you got this? Like, can you handle this?
Have a heart attack. No. I won't show her the live act. Sorry, Jerker. I won't show her the live. He said, don't show her the live action Grinch or she'll have a heart attack. First, She won't have a heart attack. Secondarily, I won't show it to her because it sucks.
Dude, that Grinch movie does not suck.
Now,
that movie is awesome.
Hold on. I have a bias against anything that was animated and turned into live action. I reject it out of hand.
It was done very well.
As an illustrator, I hate that because the charm of a drawn story is the fucking drawings. It's a big reason I hate comic book movies. Comic books are drawings, and they should always be drawings. That's what makes them comic books. You give me a real actor, Robert Downey Jr., I don't care. The thing that's cool about a comic is the drawing. So when I see the live action Grinch, make a great movie. I don't fucking care because the animation was the heart of that thing. Sorry. That's my own super personal thing.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but dude, it was done well. The Grinch is a fucking
I'm sure it's
awesome
a good movie.
Jim Carrey, it couldn't have been done without Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was made for that role.
Genius. He's an absolute genius.
It was that I don't know. I think that movie was great, but I understand what you mean. You know, coming from the
movie like probably is the movie good? It probably is. I never saw it because I'm not interested. But I just hate things that were animated. Like, oh, you know what? There's going to be a live action Akira. Fuck you.
Well, not everything should be
drawings. That's
not everything should be messed with. I agree,
but you know, Disney does all those cash grabs where they got live action Beauty and the Beast, live action Aladdin, and you know why they do it? It's a very simple reason. There's a built-in audience.
Money,
They can't remake it drawn because you already drew it once. You already animated it once. So the only way to remake it is to remake it as a live action, and then it sucks.
Well, what is it? What Grinch came out in 2001? Maybe is that movie 25 years old already? Holy shit!
But the original Illumination Grinch, I've never seen it, but it's animated, so I'll let it pass.
But the Grinch, the original Grinch movie, I remember we'd always watch that before Christmas break. That was one of the Christmas movies 2000. One of the Christmas movies we'd always watch. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Mr. Grinch.
That's a good one. I like that movie.
A greasy banana peel.
And when they go inside, they X-ray his chest and his little fucking heart, just a little tiny fucking piece of charcoal.
Prune of a heart.
Yeah, he was a dick. Grinch was a dick.
Remdog says some comics translate well though. Road to Perdition. Oh, they make good movies. I'm not saying the movie isn't good. In a vacuum, the movie is good. It's entertaining. The Dark Knight. I've liked different, like Batman. I like movies, but as the guy that makes the drawing and you slave over the table, it's like such an insult that the viewing public is like, yes, the Avengers are cool in the comic, but they're not real. They're not legit. They're not cool until it's Tobey Maguire, Robert Downey Jr., Heath Ledger. Then it's real and then it's official. It's like, no.
No, I don't agree with that.
The real art is the drawing, not the actor pretending. No.
For sure. It's not the same as the comic. But
comics don't get the respect they deserve.
No respect at all. But in the world of movies, there are some fucking bangers out there. And
if I didn't do what I did for a living, I wouldn't have this opinion if I didn't do what I did.
Well, see, and there you go. Coming from someone who doesn't have that background, it's a great movie. But like you just mentioned, Road to Perdition, awesome. History of Violence, awesome.
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen, Ed Harris,
believe me,
great.
When they back up the truck from Paramount or whoever to make the Tyrus movie, I'm not going to have any problem with comic.
Yeah, you're not going to have a problem with that one being made into.
The only thing I'm going to ask them, I want so many zeros on that check. It looks like it says "ooh."
You know what? We'll just sign it. You fill it out. How about that? Surprise us. Surprise us. How many zeros? How high can you go?
What you think is fair, son?
Yeah, here you go. Here, there we go. There's my signature.
You gotta
fill out the numbers
first, like Bugs Bunny. And then right.
Yeah, and fucking fill out the amount. It's up to you. Surprise me, kid. But with the right people in the right way, you can transfer something from the comic book world to
absolutely. No, they are world. Good. They are good. I just have a chip on my shoulder that comic books are seen largely as like children's fare, and they're not. It's just another medium for stories. Respect the source code. Do you have the same regard? No, of course not. No,
but I think Grinch did that.
Yeah,
I think Grinch did that. Grinch took from the cartoon world the Grinch over into the movie world and did it.
I'm sure it did. I just, when something's drawn first, I want it drawn. I know it's good. I've seen plenty of comic book movies that I actually enjoyed. Again, a few, not plenty, a few.
Most but the
comic
Grinch
movies I don't like.
Is great. It's not just, it was good. No, the
Grinch but that original
movie is amazing.
Animation is like, that's royalty. That's animation royalty.
But the Grinch is movie royalty. It took royalty from one kingdom and put it into another. The Grinch movie is not just, it's good. I mean, I've seen them. You know that tone. No, that's not the Grinch.
It's so off-putting of
Jim Grinch.
It looks terrible.
Awesome. It looks like the cartoon.
It doesn't look a thing like the cartoon. That's you couldn't make a face that looks like that cartoon. It's totally defies human anatomy. The giant eyes, the way the mouth can get, like, he can't do the things it does. It's inferior.
But the face that they chose was awesome. Jim Carrey did an amazing job as the Grinch. To watch the relationship with Cindy Lou Who, like before, she's just this nuisance. What do you want, kid? Get out of here. For her to work her way into his little Grinch heart. Oh man,
I don't know.
Awesome. I think that's as close as you can get to an animated movie and have it still be a live action movie. I would say The Grinch and Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat was another good one.
I don't know. I don't think you can compare. Hold on, I'm trying to get some images.
No, not compare. No way. You can't compare.
You can't compare.
Can't compare. But in its own right, the Grinch movie is amazing.
Yes, but I know the cartoon exists. You can't compare.
Me too. I've seen the Grinch cartoon way more times than I've seen the movie.
Here's the thing. I like a good potato taco. They're pretty good. But every time I eat a potato taco, it's just mashed potatoes inside of a taco. It's a real thing, folks. And they're pretty tasty. Every time I eat a potato taco, I always have a problem with it because I'm like, I could add a beef taco. I'm like, this could have been beef. I could have just let them keep the potato taco. That's how I feel about the Grinch. It's like, fine, Jim Carrey's great. Yes, Jim Carrey is the potato taco. It's great. But I know this one exists. So this one existing ruins the other one.
I don't know.
It does.
Wait, have you seen the Grinch?
I've seen clips, commercials, but just the look. No. Remember, I'm an illustrator. I'm an artist. It's so visual for me.
I understand, but visually, the Grinch movie is awesome.
I think it's a potato taco, dude. Delicious.
It's not a potato taco.
The potato taco would be the best taco if the beef.
No. No, the Grinch cartoon is a filet mignon taco, and the Grinch movie is a New York steak taco. Like, hey, New York, that's a good cut. It's not a filet mignon, but it's a damn good cut. Boy, it's good. You wouldn't be. But you wouldn't be mad at a New York steak taco, would you? Hell no.
I would be mad at like
that thing too.
If we had al pastor, marinated pork with the pineapple chunks, and then you gave me a potato taco, I'd be like, keep it, man. I'll have 2 al pastor.
Of course, because it's meat. But there's no meat greater than beef. Beef is the pinnacle of meat.
This is horrible, this face compared to
it's not.
Look at the eyes. Everything. Okay, I'll teach. I'm not trying to be condescending, but I will teach you something about drawing.
But you're gonna be. You're gonna be.
The eyes. The characters in the eyes, the emotion.
But it's a human. It's a human versus animation. You can't compare. But within the boundaries of humans doing movies, the Grinch is the pinnacle. The Grinch cannot be dismissed as, it's a potato taco. No.
I'm going to downgrade it to a turnip taco if you don't stop.
No, this fucking movie joins the pantheon of great Christmas movies. This is on with Christmas Story, with It's a Wonderful Life, with Christmas Vacation, with Miracle on 34th Street. It's up there. It's up there. No, It's a Wonderful Life is it's at the peak of Christmas movie mountain all by itself. Nobody's even close. But if we're talking movies that are going to be on during the Christmas time, it's The Grinch for sure. For sure.
And also that other chunk of shit, one of the worst movies I've ever seen, Christmas Vacation. I don't want to.
What are you talking about?
That is not only is that a bad Christmas movie, that is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
That's insane.
Even Tom Brady lost a Super Bowl, and the amazing Christopher Columbus, and who's our guy?
Are you thinking Chris, as in the guy who discovered America, Christopher Columbus?
No, the movie there. Did he? Oh, who's our guy that did Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, 16 Candles?
John
Our guy,
Hughes.
John Hughes. Sorry, I got Christopher
Yeah.
Columbus and him worked together on Home Alone. The amazing John Hughes. That's his Eagles, Eli Manning to his Tom Brady is Christmas Vacation. That is one of the most unpleasant movies I've ever seen.
How?
I will never, because it's hateful. You can just
to whom?
All of the characters are hateful pieces of shit. I don't like movies like that. Everyone is crass. Everything sucks. Everyone's stupid. Everyone's got a scheme. Everyone's insulting everyone. There's a lot of mean insulting at the beginning of Home Alone, and it's redeemed by family and love. And geez, that's wrong to treat each other bad. This, they just treat each other bad.
That's the same way it ends when his boss comes over and he's like, "Yeah, you know, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have messed with the bonuses."
It's so
dude, that movie's fucking awesome. That movie's awesome. But again, once again, Gabe, this is a movie that you've seen as an adult, so you don't have the rose-colored glasses of being a child and viewing the movie through those.
I can't believe you were allowed to watch that as a child.
Gabe, I watched crazy shit as a child with my parents. The only thing that I wasn't allowed to watch is titties. But my mom would like reach over and cover my eyes, and then the titties went away. But language, violence, I was right there.
I like how they're gonna cover your eyes, and they should, but like, you know, you've already seen them jiggling all over. And you were following them like, you know, like
I didn't know why. I was too young to know why, but I knew I wanted to do that. I knew that I wanted to be around titties.
It is weird being a human being. Think about being a human male. You're born, your mother takes you, pulls her boobs out and feeds you. So you see boobs for like the first year or two.
You need boobs. You need them.
You see them, and it makes sense. It's natural. It's feeding you. It's a good context. Then they go away, and then you're not allowed to see them until you're, you know, grown.
So you can talk some woman out of them.
Some of us get there a little earlier because we're a varsity football player and we're handsome in high school, you know. But you see them at first, they're shoving them in your face.
Yeah.
Then they go away.
And they go away for a few years.
They go away for more than a decade. And you spend a lot. You're preoccupied with trying to figure out how to see them again. You know.
And then when you do see them again, you never want them to go away ever again. And then you lock them down, and then you have them all the time.
Okay, so we got the beef taco here, the marinated cachetes, some beef cheek.
Grinch the movie. Go on. Yeah. Now what's the animated one?
This is a potato taco.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yes, I overrule.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Christmas Vacation is a cactus taco. Cactus tacos are for people who hate food.
No, that's Christmas Vacation is one of the greatest Christmas movies.
If you love shitty movies, you'll
hallelujah, holy shit!
Right, that's not. Is that blasphemous? I don't know, but as a Christian, I don't like mixing.
I mean, yes, it is blasphemous. Like yes, if we're going by the rule book, yes, it is.
Well, blasphemy is defined in the Bible, I believe, as insulting the Holy Spirit specifically. But I don't think it was doing that. I don't like the way that feels when he says it. You remember how I was raised with movies and filth.
Yes, and how a lot of us were raised by watching it and fucking the scene where he goes down the hill when he puts that fucking lubricant.
That's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. That's another.
That was the funniest shit in the world when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I was a kid,
still eating boogers, dude.
When you're a kid, the dog snot and he sneezed and all that fucking snot went everywhere.
The movie was unbearable. Dude. You know what I would rather do? What I would rather do? I would rather fill out the paperwork when you go to the dentist and they ask you, like, has anyone in your family had cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes? You're filling out that paperwork even though you already made an appointment and all that at the dentist. I would rather fill out that paperwork than watch Christmas Vacation.
That's ridiculous.
I hate that movie with a passion.
That movie's awesome. And
I would make if it were legal, I would arrest Chevy Chase for making that movie. I would put him.
I'd arrest him for other projects, but not Christmas Vacation. That movie's iconic. That goes in the time capsule. Time capsule to be open 1,000 years.
Look at this. Look at this banger right here. We're gonna bring it back up. We added it in earlier. Hold on. Mr. Reese 120. Gabe bought the wraparound cover and the art book for the Unstoppable Tyrus. You are going to love this. Thank you.
Awesome.
The link is in the description. Go and get the Unstoppable Tyrus. Came out today. Book shipping Q2. We're going to do a 60-day crowdfund. But here's the good news, boys and girls, and all haters of the Grinch movie like me. Here's
boys and girls and all the other genders too.
Here, I'm going to tell you two fantastic things. Christmas Vacation is gone. It's in the past. It can no longer hurt us. That's the first great thing. The second great thing is the Unstoppable Tyrus is already done. It's already done. You don't have to worry about, oh, I bought this crowdfund. When is it coming? When is it coming? It already exists.
It exists.
I finished it. I finished it. It's done. Variant covers. It's real. It's real. And it's spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
As Jerry Seinfeld says about his lady friend. They are
now
really
was that none the miser? No, was that none the miser who said somebody defend Masters of the Universe?
You can't.
It's indefensible.
It's indefensible. Masters of the Universe is, like that you take the trash out and the bag breaks and that green gray water gets on your toe.
Yeah.
Now I come in, I will wash my feet with super hot water and soap for like a minute in the tub. I'll go sit on the toilet, stick my feet in the shower and wash them. I can't tolerate whatever's coming out of the trash can there. That if you put that in a tortilla, it's a garbage water taco. So our tier is the beef cheeks, the al pastor, potato taco, cactus taco, garbage water taco. That is Masters of the Universe.
Agreed. Starring Courtney Cox, and that did not help.
128 pages. It's all done. Jericho, you have it. You're going to start reading
it
tonight. Jericho,
I
Jr.
do.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
No doubt. Like I said before, this is our fourth project of yours, so I don't see this as not being as great as all the other ones. So
see, Heather says it's the seafood. It's the coconut. Here's the final boss for me and Jericho. You and I, Jericho, go to one of those diners, drive-ins, and dive places. And if we can finish this plate in 1 hour, we win t-shirts, we get our picture on the wall. Some cute, like big boobied girls in tank tops take the picture with us. They throw it up on the wall. We're the heroes of this small one stoplight town, right? But it's 5 pounds of food, 2 soft drinks, 2 salads, and 2 ice cream sundaes. But the 5 pounds of food is coconut breaded shrimp. That's the one food
not worth it,
where it crosses in the x-axis of coconut, which you hate, and shrimp, which I hate.
Yeah.
How could we eat a plate of coconut shrimp? I tell you, we pull the shrimp breading off. I eat all of that. You eat all the shrimp.
Deal. That's the only way, because would not put that shit in my mouth. Coconut is
agreed.
Gross.
I would not put shrimp in my mouth.
Gross. What's that? Recently just found a what?
He recently just found out that Terry Hatcher was a 49ers cheerleader.
Oh, that's what's so cool about her. I could put my finger on it, but now it makes sense.
Well, she was probably booing this last weekend.
Yeah, a lot of us
made me feel bad. I felt so bad for you. I know how much we love our teams and cheer, and they get in the playoffs. Yeah. It's all exciting, and then they pooped in their helmet. It was just not good.
And then put it back on.
Well, it's full.
Yep. So. Yeah, but it was injuries. It definitely softens the blow of our season ending that way.
Right.
We didn't have our team at full strength. What are you gonna do? And we made it to the second round of the playoffs. So it's all good. But I fear
that was Jim Mora.
Some reporter asked him about the playoffs.
What are you talking about? Playoffs.
Playoffs, dude.
We played them 3 times. We played them twice, and we played them in the preseason. They are who we thought they were. You want to crown their ass and crown them, but we let them off the damn hook.
Let them off the damn hook.
That's what Dennis Green, coach. Was he the Vikings coach or the Cardinals coach at the time?
Cardinals. I think it was Cardinals at the time.
To the Bears. They lost to the Bears. He was so mad after
they are who we thought they were.
I gotta find that. Denny.
Dude, he said
Denny Green. Let them off the hook. This is one.
Everybody knows when you hear playoffs.
I love what Dennis, he gets so mad. Denny Green, he starts stuttering, dude.
Yeah. Well, everybody of a certain.
We beat him in the preseason.
Everybody 35 and older. Every male who watches sports 35 and older knows playoffs.
They are who we thought they
were.
We let them off the damn hook.
Let them off the hook.
Oh, so good. Here, I found it.
Dude.
I found it.
And how many years ago was that? 20 years?
20 years ago, right?
Close, more maybe?
Yeah. Dennis Green's legendary post-game rant after the Arizona Cardinals blew a 20-point lead against the Bears. It's so good. Okay, is it up here? Okay, I hope you can hear it. Tell me if you can't hear it.
4 picks against
No, we can hear it.
What do you see about the Bears? Would shut them down that way?
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Dang.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The room goes silent. There's like a 2 count. And then someone goes, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Dude.
They're like this. Thanks, Coach. Just back it out of the room.
That was 20 years ago. 2006.
Wow.
You don't see that from coaches anymore. What coach acts like that anymore? We knew that we took the damn field. We let him off the hook. What coach is doing that anymore? What coach is getting that pissed off anymore?
You know what I like to imagine? I like to imagine his wife and kids are at home that day and they see dad on the TV doing the interview live. And the teenage son or something backed the car into the garage wall. Or like they did something real bad at the house that dad's going to be upset about when he gets home. And then they see him on TV like that. So they already know he's coming home.
Then you hear him upstairs telling his wife, they are who we thought they were. You let him drive the damn car. You knew that when he took the keys.
Oh, my gosh. That'll go to the all-time. Let's see if we can find Jim Mora.
It just seems like back then, like when, Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen were on ESPN.
Yeah.
Sports was just different. Like there was always a soundbite. There was Jim Rome saying, call me that again. And then he did it to Chris Everett. Like shit like that was happening all the time.
Right.
Golly, Ryan Leaf was flipping out. Carl Lewis was trying to sing the damn national anthem at that NBA game. What the
Rockets?
Wrangler! Uh-oh.
But I love how he can't sing the national anthem. He can't hit any of the notes. And he's like, okay, I'm going to make it up for you this time. And Jim Rome used to play it. Carl Lewis in the middle of it says, okay, I'm going to make it up to you now. And Jim Rome goes, no, you won't. And then he keeps going, and it's even worse.
Dude, where was the sound check? Who did a sound check with Carl Lewis before the game? I bet they didn't. They figured it's Carl Lewis. I'm not going to question him. He can sing. He says he can.
Okay,
they let old Carl Lewis roll out there. And the Rockets. Wrangler. Uh-oh.
Okay, here we go. Here's Jim Mora angry after the Colts lost the game.
All I know is he threw 4 interceptions and fumbled once. 1 interception they returned for a touchdown. 3 others were in our end of the field where they scored points. That's all I know. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another
playoffs? Dude, what coach would say that right now? Man, I hope we can just win a game.
He's not like a bass or anything, but he's speaking in a normal male tone, and then all of a sudden, playoffs? Like somebody pinched his nutsack or something. Dude, playoffs?
What coach is talking like Dennis Green and Jim Moore?
They're all so politically correct and controlled and all this stuff. It's so boring.
Man, I hope we win a damn game. What happened to those coaches? Oh,
one of my
before we go ahead.
Oh, one of my favorite. Yeah, it is getting kind of late. But one of my favorite is Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the first team to go 0-14, like back in 1970.
Yes, they were.
And I think it was Rich McKay was the coach, I think. And he was a former USC coach or something like that. He was a legendary coach before I was born. And someone asked him, what do you think of your team's execution? And he goes, I'm for it.
Kill him.
Heather says, what is your call for the Super Bowl? I'll go first since you asked. The Denver Broncos will defeat the New England Patriots surprisingly easier than most people think this weekend. I think they win by 10 or 14. The Patriots ain't it. And that Drake May is going to eat it when the Broncos D-line eats him alive. And they're going to turn him over too. And then the Broncos will squeak by the very powerful defense of the Seahawks. I think they'll beat the Seahawks by 3. So you got a 10-point win at home for the AFC Championship, and then a nail biter for the Super Bowl, I think, with the Seahawks. That's my prediction.
Well, I think if your running back comes back strong, because they're not going to want to put the ball in Stidham's hands. So if he comes back and if he has a good day on the ground, you guys will win. But right now, without your quarterback, I'm going to say Pats. And then being that both teams are from the NFC West, the Niners division, I hate them both, but I hate the Rams a little bit less. So I'm going to say Lambs are going to win, and it's going to be Pats Lambs.
Really? You think the Rams can go into Seattle and destroy the 12th man and all that? Well, you know what? Seattle lost their running back. He tore his ACL, right?
One of them.
Right.
So they just have Charbonnet left.
Charbonnet guy. Yeah.
So I think Matt Stafford.
Maybe Denver won't have to see Seattle. Denver,
Stafford is just
dog walk the Rams. Denver, they'll kill the Rams.
Matthew Stafford he's Matthew Stafford. He's up for a fucking MVP this year. That dude.
Yes.
Puka Nacua, that fucking little bastard. Like I said, I hate the Rams, but I hate the Seahawks more. So I'm going Lambs. I think the Super Bowl will be Lambs Pats, and I think the Lambs will win. Fuckers.
Okay. So you got Rams Pats with the Rammies winning it. Okay. Well, I got the opposite. I got Broncos Seahawks, but I forgot about Charbonnet. Maybe it's going to be Broncos Rams. Still Broncos.
Dude, that's major. You guys without your quarterback, man. That's major. That's Stidham kid.
I looked it up. There are 9 out of 60 Super Bowls won by backups, and Stidham.
But getting there.
Is good. But let's get into this. Bo Nix is a very good quarterback. He set some all-time NFL records in his 3 years. He still does rookie shit occasionally, dude. He threw it into a D lineman's hands the other day. He's outstanding, Bo Nix. I don't think Stidham is a drop-off much. I think Bo Nix, just arbitrary rating, like let's just make Bo Nix like an 8.5. I think Stidham's a 6.5, maybe a 7. He's looked in his very limited 4 starts, bunch of preseason games. He looks outstanding. There was a game against the 49ers 3 years ago, the number 1 defense in the league 49ers, the Fred Warner 49ers with the Nick Bosa and everybody. He lit them up, 375 yards, 3 touchdowns. He destroyed them. I think he's like a technician. I don't think he's the runner that Bo Nix is. Bo Nix was the leading rusher on Saturday. Like, he's very athletic. They don't use him for rushing, but he can. So I think it's going to be a different game, and you're right. If J.K. Dobbins is back, and he's back being the star running back that he was, then you got your play action. Evan Ingram, right? You got your play action now with the run. But I think that Broncos defense, it's historically good, dude. It's not, they're good this year. The all-time defense rankings, it's a top 5 for like sacks and quarterback pressures. I think it's 2nd or 3rd of hitting the QB and sacking him. No QB, not Tom Brady, is good when they're under pressure. None. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing.
We did not have a good secondary. We did not have a good secondary when we faced Stidham. So
right.
Yeah. But if you could take us out with Carl Lewis, man, that would be
okay. I'm gonna find it. Carl Lewis.
It's the worst rendition of the national anthem you'll ever hear. It's a shame that it was delivered by such an iconic athlete as multiple gold medal winner, former fastest man on the planet, Carl Lewis. But it's an atrocity. It's an audio atrocity.
I don't know if we'll get through all of it.
Well, I've never found the whole thing. It's always a clip of this guy on ESPN who's like introduced or who's going.
The chunky guy with the beard and glasses.
Yeah, who's just laughing his ass off. But I mean, even with that, you get the gist of what we're dealing with here.
Okay, here we go. Tell me if you can't hear this. The great Carl Lewis, everyone.
Ooh.
All right, are we all ready?
We got it.
Here we go.
Oh, right there. You should already know.
That is a horrible idea. Why did you do that?
Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, red flag.
I love that.
Dude, the beginning of that where he's like, oh, who the fuck do you think you are, Carl Lewis, to be starting the national anthem like that?
Oh.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
The Broncos QB did fracture a bone in his ankle. He'll be back. He'll be back for the Super Bowl. No, he'll be back next season. They're gonna be fine. But let's do a little more with our friend Carl Lewis.
I'll make up for it now.
No, you won't.
No, you won't, bro.
Fucking liar.
For the land of the free.
Yeah, you better not fuck with that.
He chose his octave carefully there.
Yeah, you better not.
Land of the free. He couldn't get up there. So he goes,
better.
The land of the free.
Let's
hear that one more time. Hold on.
Land of the free.
Oh, God.
Sarge National Anthem.
Dude, that was awful. Holy crap.
And
the Rockets.
My favorite part of that is, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And the Rockets.
Uh-oh. I'll make up for it. You fucking liar. No, you won't. You liar.
Oh, my gosh.
That was beautiful and ugly at the same time.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back next Tuesday. Go to Big Man Comics. Get the Unstoppable Tyrus because it's the best damn thing you're going to read probably for many, many years. I'm so excited to bring you something that fun, that exciting. Jericho's going to start reading it tonight. I've already read it a million times. In fact, I wrote it and drew it. Anyway, guys, love you. Go there, get the books, get the T-shirts, get it all. You're going to want it all. You're going to need it all. We will talk to you next Tuesday.